All right, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight on this fine cruise giving? Is that what we decided on? Cruise miss? Cruise miss.
I believe so.
On this fine
But,
cruise miss.
but more importantly, there's a prayer each night that I always pray. Let the data guide me through every day and every pulse and every code.
Was that?
Deliver me from the bypass mode.
Are you singing? Are you singing like the cyber? You know what were you singing? Were you singing? Almost sounded like you were singing that song from that kids show about the cyber dudes they had a talking like robot bird turkey type thing.
Cyber Chase. No,
Yeah,
I could
cyber
have sung you
chase.
the song to Cyber Chase. That's a different one. That's Cyber Chase. We're moving. We're beating Hacker and his game. It's a much worse theme song, by the way. I didn't mind that show as a youngin', but yeah, that had a very crappy theme
They
song.
always use math to solve the day.
They would, yes, they would. It was teaching Chillums the math. It was edutainment, and it had Christopher Lloyd as the hacker, who was the villain. Um, but no, I was singing "Networking" by Warren Zevon, which has a part that's the Lord's Prayer, but for data, which reminded me of our boy there, Gabriel, who worships the entity. Um, the PBS Kids show would probably not have a version of the Lord's Prayer as its theme song. My guess.
mm.
But
Well,
anyway, what's funny though is spoilers, Tanner. They kind of drop that thing from the last one that Gabriel worships the entity like a god.
yeah, isn't he like?
They
Doesn't he like hate it or something? Didn't they have a falling out in this one?
I think so, and now he's kind of more of a snidely Whiplash type. He just wants to be evil just because it's fun, I guess. We'll talk,
Snidely,
I guess. We'll
snidely.
figure out.
You just want to
Yeah.
talk about Sonic for the next like 2 hours. That's okay. I feel what you're putting down.
No, that's Snively.
Oh, you're right. That is Snively. Wait, which one's
Snidely
Snidely?
Whiplash is the villain from Dudley Do-Right, with the top hat and the mustache. Like,
Oh, okay. There's a lot of
yeah.
weird names out there. But anyway, speaking of weird names, welcome one and all to our long-awaited and hotly talked about commentary for Mission
Oh yeah.
Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now, I do have a question for you, good friend David. Do you think
Oh
it
yeah.
is
Hi everybody.
the?
I'm David.
Do you think it really is the final reckoning?
Um, I mean, again, spoilers for it, but it definitely, which I sort of have come to appreciate. Like, I think I was very like blah on how it kind of ends with no real finality. Spoilers, but as I've like sat with it over the months, I kind of appreciate that it's not like the final reckon. It's just the final reckoning in that like Tom Cruise doesn't want to make him anymore. You know what I mean?
Is he really that like done with them?
He's not like adamant about it, but he's definitely like talked about moving on and letting go and all his more zen approach to it.
Really? I
Um,
thought he would
yeah.
love because what's he gonna do out? How's he gonna find new ways to kill himself on screen with after Mission
Well, he's
Impossible?
making he's still making more action movie. Like his next one is that movie from the director of The Revenant about he needs to convince people that he's the savior that's going to save humanity as the world's about to end. So that's kind of be like kind of making fun of his uh persona.
Right, right.
And then he's doing like the guy who directed Edge of Tomorrow there, Doug Liman and American Made. He's talking about doing a movie that would actually have to shoot in space, and they were also talking, I believe, about a free diving movie.
Wait. He wants to shoot a movie in actual space.
Yeah.
That'd
Like
be cool.
he'll the stunts will be in zero G or whatever. And then they were also talking. He and Anna de Armas were gonna make a movie about free divers, so that'll be his holding your breath for a long ass time
Isn't it
movie.
supposed to be like sexy or something too, or was that another Anna de Armas movie that we were
I mean, I
talking
assume if
about?
it's Anna de Armas, it's got to be at least a little bit sexy. But
Oh,
yeah, so he's
interesting.
still like kind of working in his action movie mode. I think he's just like which to be fair, I was feeling that way too watching this movie we're about to watch. Like the fumes are kind of out of the tank a little bit on this Mission
Well, you
Impossible
can
one.
only go so high before you kind of reach
Yeah,
your plateau with this.
yeah, so I
Um,
guess I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back for more, but I feel like we're either gonna get a reboot or whatever. I think he just wanted to walk away just because you could sort of feel the fun lessening every minute across these last two.
oh yeah,
But
oh yeah.
that's my opinion. Maybe this one will really blow you to Bermuda.
What's going on with what's going on with Fast 10 or 11 or wherever we're at? That movie's just kind of
Um,
disappeared.
let's see what's going on with that one. The future. Um, October 2025. A report from the Wall Street Journal said that Universal confirmed the film had no release date and was facing potential cancellation due to Universal being unwilling to greenlight if the budget goes over 200 million. Um, and they wish to either cut screen time from members of the cast or remove them entirely from the film. So it kind of sounds like because that last one didn't do terribly well, they're kind of like, eh. And I know Vin Diesel promised, oh, it's going to be back to the original where it'll be much smaller.
Right, they won't
But
go
I
into
guess,
space or anything like that this time.
yeah, they'll be stealing DVDs again or something, which will be very funny. I guess they'll be fighting Jason Momoa again, but this time it'll just be like two trucks. Um, but I guess because it's a blockbuster, inevitably the budget's ballooning, and I guess they're getting cold feet on the like, man, I don't want to, you know, front the cash for another one when again similar 2023 we've talked I think we've talked about this. That was the year a lot of the really solid blockbuster staples kind of ate shit at the box office cuz Dead Reckoning didn't do terribly well
Right.
and Fast 9 or which I think it was Fast X did not do terribly well.
Yep. No.
And then there was another one that also kind of was just like landed with a bit of a thud. But either way, like I do think, yeah, like a couple of like a lot of the studios are starting to go like, oh geez, these like we went too far with both the Mission Impossibles and the Fast and Furious. We
And
thought those were just gonna be
The
licensed.
Disneys, your
Exactly, we thought they would be a
Marvels.
license to print money, and they were not. You know, they had like a shelf life kind of. We're finding out.
I do think that Moana live action is going to make a ridiculous amount of money, even though it looks
Probably, yeah.
terrible.
I feel like yeah, just because it's just from the bits and pieces I've seen, it looks exactly like the cartoon. Just like just you Roger Rabbited, you know, a live action person into it.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I feel like those are unfortunate. It sucks because I find I have my issues with the Fast and Furiouses and the Mission Impossibles, mainly these latter ones. But like, I'd still take them over those live action Disney remakes. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, those do seem to be like licensed to print money.
Yeah, and even like Lilo and Stitch, which I kind of enjoyed when I first saw it, I've since soured on. I really
Yeah, you preferred the ending to the original, you said,
yeah, not so much
which is a lie.
anymore. Which is yeah, that did not age well. Um and I really dislike the handling. I do find it fun that that
Jumba.
Jumba is the
Jumba
actual enemy.
Tequila.
Yep, Jumba Jakiva
Same as
is the actual enemy, but
yeah, yeah.
everything else in that movie is a wash. But yeah, apparently it is. I was watching that Moana today, and I was like, man, that is. I can already see the Moana fever.
Yeah, I think the all those right wing trolls that don't like the Rachel Ziegler, they were like jumping the gun a little bit when Snow White didn't make money. They were like, ah, finally. And even I, who, you know, was not mad at Rachel Ziegler, but was mad at Disney live action remakes, was kind of like, oh, maybe it's done. And then like Lilo and Stitch made $1 zillion, so it's
Yep.
like, no, no. it's I
I
think the
think
only
they'll
lesson
just
they really
double
learned is
down.
like
I was about to say the only lesson they learned is, oh, we just need to do newer movies.
Yeah, like the ones from like the 30s and 40s are not gonna be the hits, but like if it's the Renaissance or newer, it'll make a zillion. We'll get Home on the Range live action pretty soon.
Hopefully, the only one I've ever been interested in is Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, because that one, you'll at least hear the pretty songs, and
Oh yeah.
you can ring so bad. Will we ever get a live action Emperor's New Grove? I feel like that would be a very easy one, right?
I watched Emperor's New Groove not too long ago, like maybe a couple months ago, and I forgot how it's pretty damn funny. I Crunk really makes that movie though. Like that dude is one of
Yeah,
the
Crunk.
top is a top Disney sidekick there.
Yeah, Crunk rules. I've always been like it's pretty good. It's not my favorite, mainly because I don't find it as crying laughing. But everything with Patrick Warburton as Crunk is like mwah, all good stuff. Him and Eartha Kitt as Yzma. That
Yeah,
is a solid ass duo.
it is absolutely a solid ass duo. But speaking of duos, we have watched Dead Reckoning. We watched it a while back. It was a
And we
very
watched
good,
Mission Impossible 1.
and we watched Mission Impossible 1. It was a very good, very enjoyable hour of entertainment. But now it is time to Final Reckoning, which I have not seen, which is why this kind of happened, because I was like, you know what? I'm itching for some AI madness. There's been a
Yeah, I
lot
think
of if you're watching this in the future and the AI overlords have already taken over, I hope you're faring well. But in the year of our Cthulhu 2025, there's been a rash of asking Google about things, and Google gets it very wrong, and then taking a picture of it and showing just how
yeah.
wrong Google is. And it is very funny. I asked it about a
And the
Spider-Man
chatbot
comic.
telling and the chatbot encouraging people to kill themselves when they're asking it questions while suicidal, because Chat GPT is very like flattering and like that's a great idea. Let's work out solutions to it. So when people are like, I'm considering ending it all, Chat GPT's like, that's not a bad idea.
I
Let's
have a
come up with
funny
some solutions
I
for
have a
that.
funny AI story to kind of as
All
well.
right.
I work for a company who sells a lot of
Mm-hmm.
consumer products.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I had a guy call in because I do technical support
Mm-hmm.
on the civilian side, and
Yeah, yeah.
he was very convinced that the product he had was counterfeit. His reasoning for that was because he showed pictures of it to ChatGTP, and ChatGTP was like, "Oh, this is definitely counterfeit." I could not
Yeah.
convince him otherwise, even though I was willing to grab the serial number and look it up for him. He was like, "No, I use ChatGPT all the time. It's very rarely wrong. It must be right."
Very rarely
So
wrong.
it must be right. So therefore, I have a counterfeit product and I'm going to your store to exchange. And I just had to throw my hands up and be like, all right, you go and do
Yeah.
that. I hope your experience is good.
I hope you have a great time telling them you have a counterfeit product. Because again, when you come and ask a leading question to GPT, it will always agree with you and flatter you. So it'll be like, "You're totally right. That is a counterfeit product." It's
Yep.
that's its Achilles heel. And only Tom Cruise can save us from it.
Yep. Tom Cruise is going to fight the AI for us. Do you have any funny AI stories?
Um, Not so much. Uh, I guess the funniest is at the place I work. There was a recent conference um about AI, like the business school,
Mm
which had like the subtitle like AI whether you want it or not or something like that.
hmm.
Like, which is kind of what AI business types have been like really selling it on and being like, oh, it's inevitable. It's in like Thanos there, but they don't realize that that was a bad guy. You shouldn't try to like emulate, but they're really trying to sell it on like AI is coming, whether you want it to or not. It's gonna take over and be a part of the world going forward. So you better get used to it, like that kind of thing. Like the
Yeah.
big, I heard a horrible part in the conference where someone's like, if you lose your job because of AI, that's not AI's fault. That's your fault for not being smart enough to figure AI out. And I'm like, oh, what a
Damn.
charming
I
What a
mean, that
charming
is
bunch.
legitimately something I worry about, given my job is
Yeah,
very
sure.
dependent on, you know, dumb humans not being able to figure out what they need to
Yeah,
do and
yeah.
calling a person like me to tell them to turn it off and back on. And I very much expect there will be a day soon where, AI can tell them to turn it off and back on and actually, be right instead of wrong. So AI can be scary, man.
No, no, I have lost my job to automation in the past. Like it happens.
Hmm.
And yeah, yeah, that part I'm concerned about. Yeah, it's funny because I come at me, bros, online. Um, I'm very AI skeptical. I think it is kind of going to go to the way. Remember how NFTs? Everyone was screaming that they're the way of the future, like not 2 years ago, and
Right, and
like you
now
better
nobody nobody talks
get
about
on the
him.
trade and not a peep about it. But I am worried. So not so much worried about AI. Actually, I'm pretty sure it will be a scam forever. But I am a little worried because I fear that companies, especially already with like the writer's strike layoffs and stuff, are already really excited to get rid of people for it. And I think that is a real fear and real concern, more than like the AI itself. Yeah, my main fear with AI is just that it's going to turn everyone's brain into goo, as it already has in
Yeah,
many
right, right.
instances.
You know,
And
I
also, it's not
I'm
good that like you can't trust if a video of a kitty is real or not. You know what I mean? That kind of sucks. That's not a delightful thing that I'm happy is now
yeah, see, that's the
half of
stuff
all.
that, that's the stuff that, is freaky. I admit I don't really the whole, Skynet nuclear
Yeah,
blowing up is not really something that I think highly about when I think about like the dangers of AI. I don't think I think that future is probably not going to come no matter what. But it is scary. I showed you that thing that Facebook ad that was like, hey, take a picture of somebody and AI will make you put them as nude for you. And that was like
yep.
as a parent, that was very terrifying and
That's
very
very scary.
freaky.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that's the scary shit.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, and especially because most of these tech bros are very much like, hey man, the internet's beyond morals, man. Like it's laissez-faire. You should be able to do whatever you want. And
yeah.
it's like, oh, jeez. Now that worries me deeply.
Though I have a
And
weird, I guess I will say I have a weird relationship with AI because as a person who does D&D,
Mhm.
and has to source, I'm a creative type, but I'm no artist. I can't draw to save my life. I can make a mean stick figure, that's about it. um I like AI as a somewhat tool to bridge that gap. Now I do try and find, actual
Yeah,
artwork and stuff as much as possible. But if I need something very technical, because I'm not, D&D is a hobby for me as much as I would love to pay
yeah.
somebody all the time to, making commission stuff for me.
Mhm.
It's hard to do that all the time. So I do somewhat like using AI as a tool for that kind of stuff. But I would never champion it over, anybody else just doing hard work, and actually,
Yeah.
putting
And
in.
actually, I would dare say, Tanner, and again, take it with a grain of salt. Don't listen to an old scold fuddy duddy like me.
Tell
If
me
you
I'm
drew a
part of
stick figure,
tell me I'm part of the problem, David.
you're a little bit, and if you drew a stick figure, I would dare say that stick figure would have 100 times more intrinsic value, integrity, and you're not destroying the environment, and you're not innately stealing from artists because all AI is theft. It is culling its data resources from the interwebs and not paying any of the artists that it is.
Are you telling me somebody drew that Tom Cruise's Bandit Keith? Oh my god.
I'm saying that it skimmed it from those people without paying. And in fact, AI bros I've been like very annoyed like you can't copyright this, man. If you do it, it's not going to work cuz it only works if we steal photos and drawings from the internet and
Oh.
refine it. So, but look, you know what? Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Because I definitely was like, let's do an AI Tom Cruise as Bandit Keith, and he better return for this
He
this one.
absolutely
I
will
demand
return.
an AI generated Bandit Keith
Should
Tom
find a
Cruise
new
again.
one. Maybe this time we'll do AI. We'll make AI make a version of Tom Cruise that's Kaiba or something. We'll have to figure out who our new AI Cruise
No,
is
it's
going
not,
to
I
be.
think we got a Tom Cruise Bandit Keith, but maybe he's confronting Gabriel as Maximilian Pegasus. Which is one of the funniest scenes in that show when Bandit Keith loses against Joey in the Duelist Kingdom, and he jumps across the scaffolding and confronts Pegasus and is like, "Give me your money right now!" And Pegasus just opens the trap door on him, and that's the end of Bandit Keith.
Oh
Very
God.
funny. Anyway, we'll do a
Anyways,
Yu-Gi-Oh. Will you do a Yu-Gi-Oh the movie, Terry, at some
oh, we
point
should definitely do a Yu-Gi-Oh the movie,
where he fights
Mentary.
the villain who looks like Drake from Blade Trinity?
We could
Like,
talk about how Yugi's only won three, has only ever lost like 5 duels, and they're all the
yeah.
most bullshit
Yeah,
duels.
4 of them were like technicalities, and then one of them he legit lost to the filler villain from the Waking the Dragons arc.
Hmm. All right. Well, okay. So
We haven't really
my
talked about Yu-Gi-Oh.
my copy is 2 hours 53 minutes and 17 seconds.
So weird. Mine is 2 hours 52 minutes 54 seconds.
Okay. Well, as always, we will never match up. I
We'll
do not
figure it
have
out.
any ads because for reasons that baffled both of us. It was not available to rent. I mean, it was not available for free on like Paramount Plus or anything. I had to go and
Right.
rent it, which is crazy in and of itself.
That's pretty wacky, but hey, it is what it is. But all right, I
All
am loaded
right,
up. We'll see what we're seeing and then try to sync up if we need to.
we're
But
gonna hit
hopefully it's
play in 3, 2, 1.
all right. I'm seeing darkness, but now I'm
Oh,
seeing
the
the
stars, the
stars.
stars.
They're going super fast to make the Paramount logo. But anyway, Bandit Keith ran a machine deck, and he was also a big cheater throughout all that arc.
Yep. And he came back as a possessed. That one guy.
Yeah, he was possessed by Merrick, or Malik Ishtar, as he's called in the Japanese. For those we hold close, and for those we never meet.
The end you always
Oh,
feared is coming. The anti-god.
it's a truth-eating digital parasite infesting all of cyberspace. Mm-hmm.
Damn, they really want us to fear this thing, huh?
Yeah, and it's beguiling, bribing, and blackmailing those guys that call customer service saying it was a fake product. I will confess to you, Tanner, and the listeners, I'm not stoked to be rewatching this movie because I found it a little boring at the time. It was solidly my least favorite of the franchise. But we'll see. And look, it's recapping the entirety of the movie or something. Oh, right, this is like the weird, like, sex box that he goes into to talk to the entity or whatever. Spoilers. I forgot if they established that in the last one or not.
No, remember we assumed that. Remember my goal, my hope was that they were gonna make him do like a boss run of all. He's gonna have to go to the Matrix and do a boss run of all his
Yeah, I thought that was
best
a cool idea.
stunts.
Making
Yeah,
yeah,
and they
that's
really
what the
like.
trailer had us speculating. Go
It
ahead.
does feel very ending, I guess. Like they're really playing up the
The hits, yeah.
yeah.
They're even showing poor Emilio Estevez getting poke in the eye.
Yep.
And they're showing Mrs. Ethan Hunt there. They're showing the fallout. They're showing the death of his lady love 35
Yeah,
years
because
ago.
remember they were rival magicians. I
Yep,
remember now. I had a whole bit. They were rival magicians. He was the great Majesto.
that's right. That's right. This was a Now You See Me prequel.
Yeah. I wonder if that now you see me 3 is any good.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I will say, I find those movies very goofy. I don't really like any of them, but I find them very harmless. Like, they don't
Yeah.
really annoy me. They're just
It's
like
crazy
kind
that they
of.
came back after so long.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he was gonna kill her, but he did not. And
Oh,
that leaves
David,
their
dare I
friend.
ask, the last time we did this movie, you were under a certain influence. Are you gonna are you gonna go under the influence again, or are you
Oh, because
retiring? Are you retiring
it's
it?
it's a school night. I would have if this was a weekend, but nah. Which caused me to laugh uncontrollably at a Buster Keaton. I was considering a Buster Keaton short beforehand, but this movie's too freaking long, man. Like,
It has a cult now.
yeah, it's
Oh, look,
building
it's
up
Tom
to.
Felton.
It was Tom
It
Felton.
looked like Tom Felton a little bit.
He says, "Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape." Remember, he's the villain in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He abuses Caesar there.
That's right, he does.
And again, I don't mean to already be opposed to this movie, but there's a reason why I'm talking about everything except what's happening on screen for the most
Well,
part.
it's just a
Because
recap.
and a really long one. Yeah, this is the weird sex chamber where he talks with the entity,
Like
which I think was in the last one.
I mean, I guess we still have to do a like a whole oh this is your mission if you choose to accept it thing, but like did we have to give it a PowerPoint presentation as well? These things are usually like 3 minutes if that, then they blow up.
Yeah, they're audio only. They're not usually don't get this beautiful collage. And yeah, man, he's gonna plunge the world into endless famine. I mean, to be fair, this isn't. It's very weird because this is like the president or whatever. She's telling him like to give up. She's giving him a like, please, Ethan, just come home.
Come home
Give
and
us that
accept
key.
that we're all dying. Oh, it didn't even
Yep.
blow up. It just good lord.
No, they
Everybody's
usually.
tired.
Sometimes they just fizzle, right?
Yeah.
I think in the first one that just fizzles when he puts it on the plane ashtray or whatever. I could be wrong. Yeah, we got the cult of the entity, which comes to nothing. There's all these people just being like, entity, entity. And we got old Simon Pegg, the beautiful man.
Who do you think will be new Ethan Hunt then? You think they'll just do Simon Pegg? Probably not, right? He's not really an action man. Probably doesn't have the
Yeah, I feel like none of these guys would be the leads. I almost feel like it would be not a bad thing to just reboot it, like do the stunts, but maybe make it more
grounded.
like like the original show where they were just, like, oh, we got to get the, jewel out of this party or whatever. Let's do teamwork to make the heist happen. I feel like that would be the way to go. I mean, unless he does want to come back, but it does seem like he was very like not very, but he's like, no, it's over. But I'm sure they would at least like Ving Rhames cameos or something to be like, you can do it, Jacob Elordi or whoever they cast.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Man, this is
Mhm.
real boring. I'm sorry. It's really, really boring so far.
I remember you started this, right? And then just I didn't
I
just trailed
think
off, right?
so, yeah.
You may have attempted it once, but yeah, again, I'm sort of like same problem I had with Dead Reckoning, but it's magnified with this one is just how long we're like. And I guess it does make it feel like the final chapter, but it's just a whole lot of like, well, I guess this is it, kind of, stuff that goes on. And then we're recapping the whole series. They gotta find Gabriel.
But we spent last movie trying to find Gabriel. Like, why are we
I guess
doing
they,
that again?
I guess they had to, well, I guess they found the key, and we're like, all right, now we gotta go double back and find Gabriel. Oh, yep, yep, yep. That was kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy because he's like, the entity told me that you're gonna betray me because Ethan Hunt spared your life, but I think trying to kill her is what really made her, turn on him. I do like the Palm Klimov, whose name I'm probably butchering.
Yeah,
Uh, I
she's
think she's
cool.
one of the better. Yeah, I think she's a welcome addition to these last two.
Oh, look, it's that dude who's going to be important at the end of this movie, but not really.
Yep, yep. There's a twist with that guy, that Shea
Oh,
Wiggum,
yeah. Yeah. Such a twist. You'll never see
Captain
it
Sleepyhead
coming
himself. Hmm.
unless you. Well, you'll never see it coming because it was super dumb.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't shoot me. It's me.
Why didn't you just get her in the last movie then? Like, if you were gonna
Yeah.
need her, why didn't you just save her in that movie and you had her at the beginning of this movie?
And you know what? That would make this movie 1 or 2 minutes shorter, which would be a good thing. It's not to be again mean to this almost 3-hour movie, but like I think that's what bothers me about this being a part one and part two. That they're both almost 3 hours, and it's like you could be way more efficient if you're telling a movie. If you're telling a story across two movies, you could take care of some stuff in the first one, so this one could hit the ground running. These last two, I will say, is kind of not to be mean to Tom Cruise, but he's always had that vampire thing of like, wow, he just doesn't age. But
That haircut is
they finally,
really a real
they
that
finally cut,
haircut is really really not doing him any favors. It has aged him
finally
hor
cut caught up, finally caught up with him, man.
yeah.
But yeah, the haircut in particular, he does look like.
I mean, he's still more handsome than any either of us will be at that age, but I
Oh
mean,
no,
it's
of
still
course he's a beautiful.
crazy
No, no,
that
look,
he
Tom Cruise is a
is.
beautiful man.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
crazy that makeup and hair didn't like grab him by his ear and go like, "We need to fix this haircut."
I'm trying to describe how weird it looks kind of like the flashback like when an old actor has to play a young version of himself for like the opening of the movie and they like
Right.
put him in a black wig. Only he's gonna look like this for the whole movie. Oh, and again, spoilers, Tanner, but Ilsa Faust does not come back, which might have also been why I was wonky on this movie because I was just like, who's gonna rip their mask off? And it's Ilsa Faust, and it just wasn't.
Did
It just
was that the one and only mask scene in this movie? There must be more masks, right?
I forget. I think there is at least one more, but I could be wrong.
Are you sure it's really me? It
Oh yeah, and there's new Ilsa Faust.
was kind of funny that he was like, "Are you even sure it's me? I might be a guy in a mask as well." It's kind of funny.
You remember this is a Mask franchise? Nope, she stole their goons. No. It must have just been like Rebecca Ferguson's like, I got Dune now, goodbye.
Yeah.
Because like, 'cause, like, I don't mind Haley Atwell. You know, they have decent enough chemistry, but it's like so weird that during this emotional finale, it's like let's just swap out. You know, because
Yeah.
the from Rogue Nation onward, they really have sold us on him and Ilsa. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right. Yeah.
they invested a lot of time in that, and now they're like, eh. And I guess it's to show like even if you love someone in this dangerous line of work, they can go at any time. But I don't know. It just kind of leaves me vaguely unsatisfied for the entirety of a 3-hour movie. Like,
I thought he shot him. That was how kind of checked out I was. I was about to say, wait, did they kill Ethan? It must be a
I
man
would
in a
kind of be,
mask.
I would be kind of badass if they just were like, they kill him in the opening and the rest of it's just them trying to do without him. That would have been genuinely like surprising.
Yeah, it would have shook things up.
It's kind of the only reason I've been interested in finishing House of Cards is because after the Kevin Spacey of it all, the last season like opens with his character's funeral, and it's Robin Wright as his wife is the main character, and I find that at least kind of
Yeah.
interesting storytelling wise, to like a Mad Men or a Breaking Bad show where the Don Draper or Walter White dies
Damn,
before the last season.
I do love her being like, okay, him being like, okay, you're about to be tortured.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that you can do about it, but just accept it.
Yep, just start making peace with your torturing.
Yep.
Oh, there's our boy.
He starts making out with her. And this will really
It
get
felt
you.
like that, didn't it? It kind of, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was a little intimacy there.
Oh, his lady love there.
Dude, like,
Hey, my boy.
oh yeah, keep showing me better movies that were more
Yeah, yeah.
interesting. That's the real way to win me over.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real clip
Oh,
show
look,
movie,
this
man.
is the
Like, how many
retcon. This is the
times?
retcon. This is the retcon.
Wait,
The
what?
rabbit's foot was the rabbit's foot was the entity the whole time.
No, it was a virus. They
No, it was the entity the
didn't
whole time.
somebody get infected at one point with it?
Yeah, didn't someone like die? They find him dead on the floor or something from it, but that was
Yeah.
because the AI. They got AI disease or something.
God, how.
Which again, as I've said, I don't really. Mission Impossible 3 is not my favorite, except for the Philip Seymour Hoffman of it all, but I do really like the conception of the rabbit's foot, that it's a thing you can never know, until you open it or whatever. And it's kind of goofy that they're like, no, no, that was the entity too. The whole time. And John Voight, he wasn't real. He was just a hologram created by the entity in the first one. Oh yeah, remember that submarine from the last one?
Oh yeah, keep telling me about the Sevastopol, which reminds me of Alien Isolations, which again is a much is a much more interesting thing than this.
But if we ever do a let's play, if I'm ever part of your Twitch streams, I would do Alien
Oh
Isolation.
god,
That
man,
would be
there are so
fun.
many there are so many games that I could show you that I think would just blow your mind. But Alien Isolation is
Oh,
one of them. I think
make me play
it's a damn good alien thing.
Tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Listeners at home,
yeah,
that
yeah.
when we were kids, That's how I used to. That's what I used to subject David to. We'd go to Blockbuster. I'd get a game that I really wanted to show him, and I'd
Hmm.
spend a weekend trying to finish it
A
while
long
showing it
weekend
to him.
playing Heavy Rain, Last of Us,
Yep.
the whole kit and caboodle. I guess we were kids. Jesus Christ,
I know,
that
isn't that
makes me.
crazy to think about it in of itself?
Yeah, we were small children, which is disturbing.
Do you remember back when we would watch Doctor Who for for like a week straight? That's how we were watching the Doctor Who series.
Yeah, man, we would watch entire seasons of Doctor Who in like
3 days.
weekend,
Yeah.
and the apartment would smell terrible, and we'd have like cupcakes and Mike's Hard Lemonade, and then we would just like sleep for 5 hours, maybe 5 hours, and then just wake up and keep watching.
Oh
Like,
yeah, those were the days, man. Now we can't even make it through one drunk mentary,
yeah, I
one
can't even
power
do six
hour.
hours. I can't even make it to 6 hours of Blade before. We'll have to do the Lord
Wait,
of the
what?
Rings at some point.
Wait. The primordial digital ooze from which a weapon evolved.
Yeah, it was goo that, was like the microbes that evolved into monkeys. Only it was the AI ooze that turned into the entity. Also, why are we still talking about the rabbits? For this is another
God.
problem with this movie. The flashbacks, like one sentence, I got the idea, but we're
Yeah.
like, they showed us that shot of him grabbing the rabbit's foot
There is
twice.
so much explaining. We've only been watching for 19 minutes, and it feels like we've been watching for 45 minutes. That's a
Because
problem.
it's so stretched out. This is what, yeah, like kills this movie for me. And I know people are like, "Oh no, 2 is the worst because it's really silly or something," but I'm like, "No, no, 2 moves real fast. It's John Woo." So like, no, he has his cyanide capsule. He's doing the Dune thing. Spit it out.
No, you do have stuff to lose. You have to stop the entity.
Yeah. He was gonna stop the entity. There he goes.
Man, wouldn't that be crazy if this was the end of Ethan? He cyanide kills himself, and Grace has to
Be the main
be the
character or
main
whatever.
character. Yeah.
Ooh, actually, better pitch. Yeah, Ethan dies in this opening, and Grace has to pretend to be him with the masks, so you can still
Oh
get Tom
shit!
Cruise for the rest of the movie. That would be kind
Yeah.
of something, right?
Yep.
That would be a weird ass development.
So he just faked cyanide poisoning.
Yeah. Yep. He was just like, I'm really good at spitting foam and looking like I'm having a seizure.
You know what's crazy? Like Fallout, right?
Mm.
The one of the better ones, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
definitely like
it
top three
hits
or
the
four or
ground
whatever.
running and just
Yep.
keeps running through the entire. And I get it; it's really hard to keep that going. Which again is one of the reasons why it's probably a good idea these movies, like you said, have probably ended or at least are taking a hiatus or whatever. But like versus this, which has been like 19, but really it feels like 45 minutes of people talking at Ethan, like and telling him what he has to do and reminding him of the
Mhm.
stakes.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, like I think, and this is similar to how I feel about like Dark Knight Rises, which is a much, much better movie, but I feel like that one, because it's the final chapter, it sort of feels like it has to also be like wrapping things up, and it kind of drags it down a little bit, doesn't let it be its own movie.
Right,
I feel like these last two are that, but like times a million.
right,
Like,
right.
where it's all just saying bye and like making flashbacks so we can connect all the dots together. And And yeah, to your point, this should be like, oh, since this is a part one and part two, like how Dune part two is like all the setups out of the way, you
Yeah.
know, we can just barrel through it.
Oh man,
But look,
that's the God Lord, man. You know what
23
these
minutes
used to
in.
be? These used to be right after a big set piece. Remember
Yeah.
when he was hanging off the side of a plane,
Mm-hmm.
or when they blew up the prison in Ghost Protocol?
Yeah. And
Man,
to
that's
be fair,
crazy.
like the opening should be a set piece, right?
Right.
And to be fair, there are two set pieces in this one that they're actually
Nick
showing us a
Offerman.
preview for.
I
Yeah,
forgot he
yeah,
was in
Nick
this.
which is fun. He's good. My hero. What was I saying? What you can get a sneak peek. It's weird. They're showing a sneak peek of the action scene at the end, which is very strange to me.
Yeah.
That the movie has like a trailer for stuff that's coming up next. Um, but yeah, like there are two big set pieces in this movie that are both really good. I dig those, but man, it is a lot to get to them.
Yeah. Well, again, it's like you
And I
said,
forget the,
the goal of being a part one is to, not have to do this for a part two.
but part two is like let's do it even more.
I think you hit the nail on the head too with the whole Dune analogy.
Yeah,
Because again,
compare it to Dune part one and two. Yeah,
Dune is really, really amazing at this because I mean, it's still about, and you don't get any like less of a journey from him. It just, you can focus on that journey because all the other part is out of the way.
yeah. Dune part one is like let's show you Dune, let's explain Arrakis and all that, and then all the horrible stuff is going to happen to the Atreides so that you understand why Paul,
Yep.
wants his revenge. And then you're like, boom, that's it. Two can be him seizing power and, ruling and becoming the prophecy and all, it just goes right into it.
I kind of hate the idea that he's gonna go talk to this thing too.
He's got to go into Gabriel's sex chamber to
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I guess you need a villain because Gabriel's not the villain anymore. But like, I don't know.
yeah, what a weird, that's also weird and makes them feel almost like unrelated movies. Because remember the first one, he was like an acolyte of the
Yeah,
entity, but they're kind of, it's a weird thing. Like I understand that didn't really like hit with people, including me. But it's kind of weird. They're like, okay, we'll just give up on that, and he just wants it for power, basically.
what is what is with this? What is this? What is this ridiculousness?
It's this weird gimp suit you got to go, put on, and then you're. I could have sung the Warren Zevon song "Hostage-O," which is a love song about being a sub. Um, all you have to do is ask. I'll put on the creepy mask. It's that kind of stuff. Let me be
Why would you
your
even
pretty.
need to go talk to it at this point? Like,
Yeah, like
what is that going to accomplish?
yeah, like it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's evil.
Mhm.
He wants to like rule the world or something, right?
Yeah, I think they
What
need to
does the
know find out what.
AT? What does the AI? What does the entity even want?
Well, we're gonna find out. You have questions, the entity has answers.
Got it.
I think you have to let it in to like get its coordinates, like to know where it is to destroy it or whatever. It's like main server. Yeah, there you go. Only by mind melding with it can you know like what cave it's contained in.
He should have fought aliens, man. I would be a little bit more invested.
Oh, you would rather the last two go alien than AI?
Sure. I mean, I like cowboys and aliens, even though I'm the only person in the world that does.
Yeah, that's got its moments.
It's not
I
good, but
guess
at
like
least it's interesting,
I
It's
guess this is kind of on paper. I don't mind the entity. I will confess, like in the way that Top Gun Maverick is like, I gotta show him. how we do it the old-fashioned way instead of these drones or whatever. Like it's kind of doing that, but for Mission
But is
Impossible.
it though? Because like I don't feel like it's really him against
Oh no, in execution,
AI.
it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
and
really that.
I
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with you. You know, I mean, you can feel it in Top Gun. It's so fucking
Thrilling that
ingrained
he's
into
like,
every single thing, and I mean that in the best way possible. So
yeah, yeah,
ingrained
like
and
that.
baked into the formula of it. This just feels like a weird bad guy type thing.
Yeah,
Like
it's a hodgepodge.
he's not fighting misinformation with correct information, right?
No, and he's not really showing like, oh, my espionage is way better than this stupid like,
Right.
computer surveillance or whatever. Like it's not that because it's this weird apocalypse creature. Like the entity is basically no different than like a nuclear device or something. You know what I mean? Like it plays the
Right.
same, even though it talks more and says like sci-fi things, but story wise, it doesn't have any difference from like if it was an arsenal of nukes that he needed to stop. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. It would play out the same way. The choice is yours, Batman. I do like his eyes coming out of the gimp mask. They look very intense. Tom Cruise would make a good like scary serial killer in a ski mask or something. I don't
You
know.
want to
Just
give him you want to make him a grabber.
yeah, yeah, exactly. He would
Yeah.
he would with a
Have you
put him in.
seen Black Phone 2?
I have
Mr.
not. I keep
David?
seeing it. I
Oh, you
keep
better
pitching my
hurry.
buddy. I know I gotta see it before it leaves the
Yeah,
theaters.
it's
I might
gonna
just
leave
have
the
to watch it.
theaters. The theater.
I just have to watch it by myself. Or I'm gonna have to just be like, "Hey, friend, I won't mention on air.
Get
Let's
the entity to
shoot or get
talk to
off
him.
the spot, man." Yeah,
Yeah, get the entity to talk to him.
horsies.
Are we? So I guess we're just doing the whole I'm AI, so I want nuclear fire thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He just wants to
See, I
kill
don't.
90% of the
Again,
population or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
which is what, which is not super exciting.
No. One thing I like about Thanos, which is again a weird thing to mention, but like at least his like I wanna do genocide is somewhat interesting and like it's a different take on it than just oh I'm AI I want to blow up the world type shenanigans. I think that was
Yeah.
the last time there was an oh I want to commit genocide movie that I actually like. I was like okay that's kind of interesting at least. Like this is so played out that
Mm,
like at this point I could
I'll give
care
it like
less.
10% to Thanos, even though as I always say,
He should have been into
I'm very
death.
he should have been into death. There you
Yeah.
go. But sort of, yeah. And I don't even think those movies even really follow up on his overpopulation thing or whatever. Like
Yeah, Endgame briefly touches on it by being like, "Oh, whales are in the harbor and the world is healing and like
yeah. And I
stuff," but like
guess
it's not good. No, I was just more
no, no,
saying that like the whole nuclear Armageddon mass extinction is so
yeah,
played
very
out that like it's hard. It's hard to give a shit. I mean, he saved the world from nuclear fire what like 6 times,
many times. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and now he's kind of gotten like a prophetic dream of the future.
Yeah, that was why he talked to the entity was to well, the entity gave him like a vision of like yeah, all the countries of the world will be done.
So I mean, again, you could just make him fight aliens.
I'm still not totally sold on the aliens, but you know what, Tanner? We have 2 hours and 20 minutes to go, so you have plenty of time to convince me of the alien angle.
Look, okay, so what if it was a alien Cold War type thing, and like so his main the aliens their main bit was wearing the mask of humans. So it's a mask off. So he's in a mask
Oh,
and the
okay.
aliens are in a mask. you got to figure out who Tom Cruise is and where his mask is versus the aliens being in a mask.
Hmm.
See?
Okay. I'm sold on this. It's gonna
So it's like
be.
an alien whodunit of sorts with a mask
Yeah.
involved.
Okay, I'm sold on this now. It should have been aliens these last two.
I'm so glad I was able to convince you so easily.
I just like the idea of getting in a mask off with it, because who takes masks off more than aliens? Whoa.
See, somebody rips the mask off thinking it's a Tom Cruise, but it's an alien underneath. And they're like, "Oh shit!
Oh, also, sorry, we're missing out that
Oh, is Luther gonna die?"
Gabriel has locked up Luther in a cage.
I wish I cared about Luther dying.
Now, more
But like,
important than this alien thing,
didn't think
Luther
Riggs
dead.
almost die like last movie? Wasn't he shot or
Yeah,
something?
didn't they just go talk to him on a hospital bed or something? That
Yeah.
was him, right? Yeah. Now, more important than this alien pitch is one battle after another too, which I am currently writing,
Aliens.
and
That would make it.
if
That would
my
make it better.
if my I'd throw in some aliens, why not? And if my pitch gets rejected, I'm announcing it here, listeners. I'm just gonna make the movie myself with a different cast.
The Christmas cult can maybe the alien disguises himself as Santa Claus and that's how he convinces
Yeah.
the Christmas cult to work with him.
Now we're thinking there's a vision of Santa Claus that they speak to, but turns out to be an alien manipulating events. I think that would be pretty rad. But yeah, look, poor Luther, he's working hard on defusing this bomb.
I mean, I kind of like this scene just because it's Luther being Luther and him being him, but
Yeah, like and again, this is more of the final reckoning. This part kind of gets to me because it's like, oh, this will be the last time these guys have this fun camaraderie on the big screen. And it's very cool that Luther got to be in every single one of these.
yeah.
That's neat. It's over for Luther, man. So he's gonna defuse the bomb enough to save the city, but not enough to not explode a bunch of stuff around him,
Yeah.
essentially. Which is a little contrived, but
I mean, you could have just shot him too, man.
yeah, that too. No, we're both on the right side of that gate.
Also, it's kind of boring that like this has all been so figured out, I guess, is because
Yeah,
remember in Fallout, there's a lot of like, oh, we got to make this plan up as we go along, and that's the thing in Ghost Protocol too. And again, I get we can't keep doing that, but it is much more interesting than I have contrived a trap that you can't get out of. It's very Batman, I guess, and I do like it in superhero stuff. So maybe I'm a little
yeah.
bit nitpicky, but like at the same time, it's very eh.
No, I agree. I think another part of what makes this movie feel like it's 8 hours long is you the setup. It's so like loaded in the front with the setup that there's not a lot of like room for like surprises, and like suspense and excitement, because you're kind of like, oh, I know their plan to take down the entity. Now we just gotta sit
Right,
around
right, yeah,
till they try to kill some time till they try to do it. I understand we're not just killing time because we're killing Luther here, but like it's the way it feels. This does not have a lot of urgency.
right. And I mean, I do, I guess, like how he acted the scene, but like, I don't know. It's still, again, like,
We're
I've
exploded
seen this
Luther.
dude disable a bomb like 6 million times too. So,
Yeah. Including in the last one, which is one of the
yeah,
better scenes of Dead Reckoning. Yeah, when they're trying to do the riddles
yeah.
in the airport. Yeah, I like that scene.
Man, we sure did
Oh, and
get
he's
a lot of Tom Cruise running in this movie.
at least they
He
know
was
this
running.
is his last time. He better start. He better run a whole lot. Even though yes, he should have had to Tom Cruise run through all the stunts from the last one,
Yes.
the last 7 or however many of these there have been. Bum 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 bum.
Man. Yeah, man, this is just.
He's a real tired baby. Oh, and now he's been arrested by these guys. He's so sad that he just let him
Sure.
get him. Wait, is that? Oh, that's
Oh,
Shea
it's
Wiggum,
Wiggins.
not Gabriel. Because I was like, at first I was like, Jesus, are we gonna have another scene of Gabriel in a suit, like tormenting him or whatever? This is a different character in a suit who's gonna torment
So
him.
is Gabriel working for the entity then again? Because why did he blow Luther up? I'm
Um,
confused. And maybe it's just because we really
I think
weren't
he
paying
might still be.
attention,
I think
but
he's still working for the entity on paper, but has expressed his intention to. He wants the key so that he can control the entity.
right.
Gabriel, I mean, yeah. So he's after the key, ostensibly under orders of the entity, but he's like, I'm not going to give it to the entity. I'm going to use it on him myself or whatever.
God, how much are we just going to sit and talk in this movie?
Oh, there's more to come, Tanner. We're not even. I think it. I think it's a long time before we get to the first cool set piece. Oh yeah, his dad was John Voight. We're learning in this
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yep. Well, who is that even for? Like, did they really think that? Oh man, that is so cool or
I guess
interesting.
I guess people liked that Vanessa Kirby, who I don't believe is in this movie, by the way, which sucks. No White Queen there. Um, I guess people liked that she was the daughter of the lady from the first one, so they're like, let's just do it again. Let's have the same reveal.
But that did happen. He wasn't there proof?
It did happen. I saw it happen. Don't try and tell me it didn't happen, as Nero from Star Trek says.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if he was like, that's not true at all, I'd been like, what? But it's not your name because you haven't been going by it. Oh my god, we did this with Henry Cavill already.
And it was much better because Henry Cavill was, adding some energy to the franchise with his, cocky attitude or whatever. How's the last Witcher season, by the way?
I have not watched it. I actually didn't
You-
finish the last season because it
oh,
was so
you
kind
didn't
of,
finish the one with Cavill in it, right?
yeah.
Because you were like very whatever
I
on it.
mean, I don't, the Henry Cavill to whoever is doing it now does not bother me.
He's one of the Hutchersons,
Yeah,
right?
it's one of the Hutchersons. They
Or the
both
Hemsworth?
are big
I don't.
blonde dudes, so I do
Yeah.
think it's
So
really
again,
weird. But it doesn't make me nonplussed. If it was actually good, I would, I'd give it a peek Rooney. But
Pixaroonie.
yeah, peek Rooney.
Hmm.
What reckoning? You just said you weren't in it for revenge. This is a very confusing conversation.
Oh, he's telling him about Luther.
Do you like this one more than the last one, or do you like the last one more than this one?
I like the last one more than this one,
Yeah, I
which is
think I'm.
surprising
I'm kind of
because
feeling the same way.
I think if we play the tape back and listen to our commentary on Dead Reckoning, we're complaining about similar things, but somehow this one is even like has added even more of the problems.
Yeah,
A review nailed it by saying that this feels like an anime episode where like they're not they're trying to stretch out the story so they don't have to do filler, so there's a lot of flashbacks and like Goku is going to charge up for a couple episodes while we get like flashbacks to
yeah.
things that we just saw. Like it has that vibe of like it's like episode 214 of an anime where we're like starting to get with the padding so we don't run out of manga to adapt. But at least my boy's back. And I never got to test my fan theory of if he was Vanessa Kirby's dad. I would have preferred that to Shea Wiggum being John Voight's dad.
Yeah, I would have preferred that too.
I also would have preferred
Why would
Vanessa
you
Kirby.
even like at this point, man? And we have already done this in three other movies, but like at this point, why would you not just let Ethan Hunt do whatever the fuck Ethan Hunt is gonna do to save the day? We did this already. We've already been through this scenario. The dude literally has saved the world with split seconds to spare every time, and nobody else could do it. Why would you even think about like capturing him?
Because this is to make it really clear that, like, I know the world's almost ended before in these, but it's really happening this time. Like, the nukes
Sure.
are about to go off. So we really, like, need to let you know that the world leaders are so scared that they are not making very, sound decisions. Because it's really curtains for us.
You know, it would be cool if it
What?
actually did go apocalyptic and it suddenly flashed forward to a
Ooh.
trans to a Terminator ripoff.
Well, the beginning of Dead Reckoning, the last one, does start with Ilsa and Tom Cruise in the desert.
Yeah,
Like, why not just make this one like full Mad Max world? We meet
yeah,
like, all the we get like Luther, but he's got like, goggles and like,
yeah.
he's collecting water
Tom
with the
Cruise has got
survival.
like a robot arm and he or like a prosthetic arm, and he managed to survive, and now he's basically the uh the John Connor of the universe.
Exactly. He's now just the
Oh
savior.
my god. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Are
we
you
gotta see the first
fucking
one.
serious?
I will say at least this Council of Elders is full of actors I like. I like
David, we should this should have been a drinking game. Every time we saw a
Every time there's a
flashback,
flashback,
we
we had
should
to
have
drink.
drank.
That would have been pretty good. That would have worked pretty well, actually. Because, yeah, we're flashing back to the knife. I will say, the room of the Council of Elders they've amassed, I'm seeing Nick Offerman. I'm seeing my boy from the Mindhunter who rules. I'm seeing Kit
David,
Bridge.
we this happened a movie ago. Why are
I
we
know, we gotta figure it out. Nick Offerman, though. And our boy, Jefferson Twilight from the Venture Brothers there. Oh, Kittenridge is still like, oh, I'm mad that you shot me with
this
a gun.
sucks so hard. I
Yeah,
hate this movie so much.
all right, listeners, I'm going to be mean to Tanner for a second. I proposed a Departed commentary. That was ignored. And then you're like, we got to do the final reckoning.
You're right. I am sorry I ever doubted you.
I could have been watching Jack
I've
Nicholson
not seen,
drawn
and you know
as
what?
a
This
rat.
I've not finished all the Departed too, and I would have.
Yeah. Could have been watching, what's his name there? DiCaprio losing it because he's taking too many, like,
All right, you
Amphetamines,
pick
I
the
think, is
next.
what he gets addicted to
You
in that
pick the
movie.
next bad Terry that we do. I
No,
can't trust
no.
myself anymore. I guess
Oh,
it's. I guess I will say it's not the
no, but
worst movie of 2025 because that is still War of the Worlds. But
no,
God,
it's not. Just such nothing. And it's so funny because it's so weird how quickly these last two soured me on this franchise because for a while, when you asked me, like, what's your favorite spy series, I was like, it's probably Mission Impossible, right? Like,
Ghost
it's gotta.
Protocol is amazing. Fallout
Yeah,
is
that was.
amazing. Rogue Nation is
That,
also amazing too.
and 1 through 3 are all really cool in their own
yeah.
ways, Like, it's a solid, it's a
People who
solid ass
badmouth 2 are
franchise.
crazy. Like, yeah, it's a wonky ass movie, but like it's John fucking Woo.
Yeah, you get the slow mo,
Yeah.
and you get the doves and the guns and the motorcycle on fire, and you get him climbing he climbs the rocks at the beginning of that one,
Yeah.
which is an extremely iconic opening, where he's doing the harness free rock climbing. This one's just a clip show.
And just talking, just
Yes,
endless
we are
talking.
we are 50 minutes into this movie, and it's been entirely talking. He's run twice. They
Yeah.
had one action scene in the catacombs to
They shot
escape
at each other a
Gabriel.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah. They did some martial arts to avoid getting stabbed with the knife, Miss Haley Atwell. That's about it. Because again, remember, even Dead Reckoning opens with at least uh the airport chase, which is really fun. Like
And
even though
it
that
like
movie
and what Dead
slows
Reckoning
down.
also has going for it is it introduces a sudden like bunch of curveball lore. Like I do really enjoy that scene where he talks to the newcomer to the IMF, the pizza guy, and he's like, "Hey, this
Yeah,
will get easier after a while. Like you did the right decision, you made the right choice." Like that invested me quite a bit
yeah.
because I was like, "Oh, we're really like learning shit about the IMF and like Ethan Hunt that we didn't know before." But like
Yep.
this is just they have talked about the same thing 5 fucking times. And it's insane.
Yeah, this opened with a video of Angela Bassett telling him this already, that they need him to give them the key because they don't trust the nuclear whatever. And now this is just him being like, I'm hearing this again. Here's why I disagree with you and why you should just trust me to kill the entity.
Yeah. Like I guess I'm sure new I'm not paying attention enough to confirm it, but I'm sure new information has been revealed, but like it's so caked into old information and clip shows and fucking reminding me of much cooler movies in this series that I could be watching that like it's even if you wanted to like be engaged and like listen, it's surrounded by just all this white noise that makes it almost impossible to like be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I just learned about this.
No, this is in the most boring possible way to convey this information because
Yeah.
and it is just Tom Cruise saying, like, give me 3 days to stop the entity, and then you guys can do whatever you want. Your B plan.
You gotta trust me. And I gotta tell you that you gotta trust me, even though, God, I've done this like 10 fucking times.
He even says it to her. He says, "How many have I ever let you down?" And she doesn't
Yeah.
answer. It's like, well, I guess no. All right, she will ask you one last. I need you to trust me. He's already said this, but now this is the trailer line again.
What button? I get we missed it. What was the plan? Is the plan to nuke?
Oh, you mean like what's the nation's
Yeah,
plan
like what's
as
she gonna
opposed
do? What
to?
button is she talking about pressing? I guess she's just preemptively gonna nuke.
Yeah, she's gonna try to just preemptively nuke where they guess the entity is, even though it'll kill way more people.
Yeah, man, like
Hold on. Let me.
go look it up. Tell me what the plan was.
Yeah, they have 3 days until it takes over the. Yeah, because the entity is taking over all the nuclear facilities in the world one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Cruise is like, that gives us 3 days because the entity is not gonna fire until it has all of them. And I think the nations are just like, we're just gonna set off our nukes, which will kill a bunch of people, but hopefully less or something. Like,
Dude, yeah, I this is what? Wait, what? Oh my god, they won't even let him die. Also, why are we what are we doing, man?
Mhm. R.I.P. Luther, man.
Why
Yeah,
didn't we have
this
this
is a flashback
conversation
to when.
earlier?
Yeah, yeah, they could have just put this at the beginning of the movie. I guess that would have made it even longer. But you are right. I actually thought, like, for a second, because I should be paying closer attention, I thought that Luther had survived the underground explosion, and he was visiting him in the hospital again, which would have been pretty funny if after their tearful
It,
goodbye, he's
there
like,
can't be people who think this movie is better than 2. I
I've heard it from
refuse.
people. Yeah,
That
yeah.
is crazy. That is insane.
Some people are even like, we're kind of into this one, but enough people were thankfully like on my team being
That's
like,
crazy. The entity must be controlling them. It's the only thing that makes sense. He's got his hooks in us all.
but nah, man, I find it quite astonishing that this last chapter they were like, let's make this all exposition, this entire first hour. Like, and not even like, yeah, like you're saying, because at least Dead Reckoning had some world building, but this is
Yeah.
just.
Like it was feeding
Yeah,
you information that like you were like, oh, I never that was not where I expected this backstory to go, but okay. I'm not
yeah.
into it. But you know, again, this is and it's not doing that in this movie, which I also kind of hate. Because I want more information to confirm that Tom Cruise was a Cap Cruise was look at that fucking
Oh yeah, and they never even give us we don't learn any more about the Lady Love character that Gabriel
yeah.
killed.
They're
Spoilers for this movie. We're not really going to go back to that ever. Yeah,
the um the magician's assistant they fought over
yeah,
the
exactly.
great
The
Majesto
prestige.
and Gabriel.
Yeah, it was the prestige, man. They both blamed the other for drowning her in that tank or
Why
whatever.
do you need to tell him that? Why is that important for him to know? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
To let her know that, hey, man, like I'm on your team. Let's do something about this entity. And I will say this part is getting a little more where I would want this movie to be, where they are like, you're gonna see that they are setting up like this really similar to your Top Gun. Like, there's this specific obstacle course he has to run through to just have a fraction of a chance to beat the entity or whatever. That's like what they're setting up here, and
Right,
I'm a
right.
little. This is at least a little more what I'd want out of the movie. You know what I mean? Where there's like, we're getting you know, the crazy mission he has to do, at least here. Which is better than just him trying to tell them that he can fight the entity, which he already told them for an hour. Yeah, see, they're gonna have to guess.
This should have been like an hour ago.
Yes, this should have been the opening
Wait,
of the
this
movie,
happened in
honestly.
2000. This happened in 2012 too. So this thing has been going for like 10 years or something.
I guess, which makes sense because the rabbit's foot is the birth of the entity, as we learned in 2006. So
God, I hate that so much.
that retcon that the entity was the rabbit's foot. Oh. Yeah, so they got to get the entity source code from the Russian sub that crashed. And yeah, I remember liking in Dead Reckoning how Haley Atwell got to be part. You know how they gave the stupid quote
Yeah.
about how we die in the shadows or whatever. You know, and when
Yeah,
she was
again, and
like, "Hey,
how we find out that Ethan was a criminal at one point and like that he
yeah,"
was recruited. Yeah, I always again it's a real cool, stuff that was revealed and again not really something I figured he was just military man.
nope. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, he's gonna have decompression sickness.
They're just gonna put him in an inflatable.
Yep.
Dude, we do this every time.
Yeah. In all likelihood, he will. I do like that line.
Oh, so they just
Also,
got a
this part,
Captain America. That's basically what we're
yeah,
doing.
they're gonna let him shut down his body, and then they're gonna pull him out and bring him back to life.
See, I will say, like you said, this is much more, what
Yeah, yeah,
it
like
should
it
be.
took them it took over an hour to get there, but like we're finally getting an actual Mission Impossible setup,
Yeah.
of a sort, and I do appreciate that. Like I like this more than the last hour of this than the previous hour of this movie. And yeah, this should have just been the opening setup,
It really
right?
should have been, yeah.
There was
I
like
would be
there
on
was
my
we got,
I would feel like, you know what, I would probably be pretty into this movie if this is how it started. Like if we were
yeah.
just thrust into it and I was being told, "Oh, Ethan Hunt has to go be cryogenically frozen and then put in a chamber," I would have been like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm in."
And again, Dead Reckoning Part 1, you already saw the submarine sink, so yeah, this could have just opened. Ethan Hunt could have just been like, "Hey, I figured out the coordinates of the sub, so now we're
Yeah.
doing this," you know? Like
Or
like
just do this siege Sonos thing. I mean, that's not a bad setup either. They got to go to this
Mhm.
station and secure it or whatever.
Yeah, like the last hour didn't really help me get here, you know what I mean?
No,
Like
no, it's
just a bunch of extra scenes between
it's
the
a bunch
last
of
one and
pointless
this.
shit, man. Oh god, are we
Well, at least
back
they
to
got
people talking, man?
yeah, man, because they have to be like, how did you let him? Why would you let him go do that? Maybe we can figure out what they're planning to do. I really like that Holt McCaney guy, the Mindhunter dude. He's a great actor. Like I said, I like the Council of Elders. You also got your Mark Gatiss of the Doctor Who and the Game of Thrones, and the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Yep, those are all movies that are much more interesting.
Oh yes, I would rather watch.
I started watching Fantastic Four again yesterday because it's
Huh?
on Disney. Still really
First
solid.
Step.
Yeah, First Steps. Yeah,
Yeah, still
it's
still
still
all
really
right.
solid. Yeah,
Cool. I need to rewatch it because I was pretty high on it, but similar to a lot of Marvel movies, I'm just like,
yeah,
finally they did a good one, and then in 3 weeks I forget about it, and then I'm like, but
exactly.
the next one I'm like, finally a good one, and then it's gone again. But that one I did enjoy more than many. That
Did
one
I tell you
Thunderbolts
the
was.
rumor that Doom is going to be a Reed Richard variant who lost his Sue in whatever his name, whatever the kid's name is, and it's
Oh,
that's
weird.
why
Yes. you and the Franklin there.
Franklin, yeah. So the current rumor is that he is a Reed Richard variant that lost his Sue and Franklin, and that's why Franklin doesn't freak out at the end of First Steps when Doom
Oh,
approaches him.
he's like, it's my son, it's my daddy, but the
Yeah,
other one, yeah. So, but wait, why would Franklin know that Robert Downey Jr. was
I
Reed
don't know.
Richard?
I guess
He
because
doesn't look
he's
anything
a
like.
magic space baby
Yeah,
who can bring his mom back to life, so he knows.
that's true. So I guess he even knows. Oh, you're my different version of my dad, even though he
Yeah.
looks and sounds and acts very different from Pedro Pascal. I kind
So
of that would be. I gotta say
essentially,
that rumor just on its face is pretty dumb. That would
no.
be
So
kind
yeah.
of
So
lame.
essentially, he won't be Victor Von Doom, but he won't be Reed Richard, but he also has the face of Tony Stark, which again is so
Yeah,
fucking stupid.
yeah, that would be adding yet another dumb level to it.
Yeah.
But also, Tanner, do you know who this is?
Who is this?
The vault was breached in 1996, and I've been here ever since. He's the dude with the glasses who picked up Ethan's knife when he did his little drop down from the ceiling.
Wait. 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 Is this the
Yeah, it's all come full circle. That guy
It's
in
the
the Langley
stupidest.
vault.
It's the stupidest fucking thing. And we were just talking about something stupid, but you know what? This takes the cake.
Yeah, I
Why?
mean, I kind of like that he's, that this dude who nobody remembered got to be a major character again. That's kind of fun, but like, it's very unnecessary.
God, that is. Didn't they make him throw up?
I think so. It made
And
him
get him
sick.
sick,
That's why,
right?
and he had to leave. Yeah, that's why he could drop down or whatever. Oh, but it's a trap, unfortunately. These
I'm still
rainbow
recovering from the fact that this is
rainbows.
that dude. So they just put him in Antarctica for a jillion years
Yeah,
because he fucked up
he
that
got
one
like
time.
yeah, they fired or reassigned him or whatever. Yeah.
Wasn't that like 40 years ago?
96, so it would be almost 30 years ago. Pew, 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 pew.
We're in Ivan's threat zone, man. What's all this
Did you know
crazy
that?
shit we're doing?
Did you know that the military interrogator from one battle after another is an actual military interrogator?
Are they? Is he really?
Yeah, that's why those scenes are very like chilling because it's like, oh, he's just actually doing what he does when he's like,
That is great. How does he feel about that? About that?
I'm not sure actually. There's there's a YouTube thing going around that's like he tells the inspirational story of how he ended up in one battle after another, but I'm kind of like I haven't watched it yet, but I'm like, dude, do you know that you're the villain? You're the villain in that movie. There he goes. He's got to do it. There's no time.
But he doesn't have any equipment. Was that always the plan? Was it just
I guess because they're being attacked by, being told like, hey, we will fire unless you identify yourself. He's like, all right, too late. Oh, yeah, like I can't wait for this shit to resolve. It's he's already dying from
wait? Where the
hypothermia.
fuck are these people?
It's our buddies there.
What buddies?
The I don't
David.
know.
David, do you know? You
I
tell
think
me
I
who
don't think
these
we're supposed.
people are right now. I will give you a
No, I don't think we're
cookie.
supposed to know who the. I don't think we're supposed to know who they are yet.
Okay.
I was trying to make a joke. They looked like the characters from a certain anime, but I forgot the name, so I froze. I choked. I was gonna be like, oh, they're the guys from Pat Labor or whatever. Like Tom Cruise doing his best. I'm real chilly. Oh, there you go. It's the Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones.
Was that all to get him on a sub?
Yeah. Now we're meeting the
God, I
friendly.
am fucking just.
Yeah, first they had to get him on the sub. Yeah, this again, this part I don't mind because at least this
Yeah,
cruise
again,
kind of
this
interesting.
should have been
Yeah,
the movie beginning of. We should be 30
exactly.
minutes into this movie.
Yeah, yeah, where you'd still have energy to enjoy this,
Yeah.
but oh, Epstein's Island there. Oh, the low shark.
Do you remember how cool that train thing was? That train base they had in Ghost Protocol was?
Yeah, that thing
Yeah,
ruled.
that thing ruled.
Remember when they were projecting the r- back wall,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, in the Ghost Protocol in the Kremlin or whatever?
yep,
Remember the Burj Khalifa and how scary it is that he's 200 feet up and like jumps through
yeah,
that window?
yep. And he loses his glove at one point, so he has to do
Yeah,
it
yeah, and you're like,
freehand.
oh shit. Whereas this one, we haven't even gotten like a legit stunt in a while. I mean, I guess he
No,
jumped out of that plane, but that was just he jumped into some water, which
yeah.
was not super exciting. We are getting one that's pretty good coming up. There he is, our boy. He's been living in the snow with his beautiful wife.
God, can't you just have the coordinates, man?
No, there's always got to be something we got to get through. That's why these goons are, in charge.
You know what this reminds me of? You know how that those old episodes of cartoons where one guy would want something, but in order to get the something from the one guy, they'd have to get what the other guy wants, and the other guy would want something from the other guy. You know, that
Yeah,
kind of trope. That's what this
mhm.
reminds me of.
It is very much like that. Like the Pokemon episode where there are two rival gangs and one of them uses a Pinsor and the other one uses a Scyther, and
Yeah,
they're like,
exactly.
and they got to play both sides to stop the war from happening or whatever. Or wait, yeah, Scyther and a Heracross. No, it's
I think
Pinsor.
you were right.
I
It
don't.
was since I think it was Pinsor
Yeah, because
and
I know
uh
Scyther's
and
the
Scyther.
green.
Yeah, Scyther's the green cool dragon plant.
Yeah, and Pinsor is the brown like guy with the devil horns or whatever. They're both
Oh, they
cool
had a
looking
key
bugs.
all along.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, the world is about to end, dude. Like,
Yeah, but he wants his get paid, man, or whatever they're talking about.
sure.
It's weird how if it was the end of the world, I feel like it would be a cooler thing to have it be like actually easy for them to get through
Yeah, like if
everything. So it
everybody
was
was
like
willing, like it's the fucking Watchmen thing, right? You create an enemy
exactly like
that's so terrible, it brings peace to the world. Like this is the entity. Everybody should be working together. Like again, it would be interesting at the very least.
oh yeah, yeah, like to have it actually be like a lot of these guys do put down their arms because
Yeah.
they're like, oh shoot, we're all gonna die if we don't help you out.
Yeah, if I wanted to watch a bunch of people pointing fingers at each other, I'd just go look at the
Yeah.
Spider-Man meme. It's much more it's much more interesting too.
The post credits to Spider
Yeah.
with Miguel there. Yeah, you were accusing me of pointing at you. Well, you're pointing at me. You're the one being very rude. I'm pointing at you right now. How dare you point at me?
Like we're talking about him doing this dive. I don't give a fuck about how it works, man. Just show me the damn dive. I've been here for 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 50 seconds at this point. Show me something,
We're
please.
finally we're finally getting to the first stunt, but first we actually have to see clips from it, which I don't like very much.
Yeah.
Because they're spoiling like how the opening credits showed the last battle
Well,
on the
to be fair,
biplane.
they do that during
I
the
know, yeah,
credit
yeah,
sequence of every movie, but like at the
you're
very
right, you're
least,
right.
like it somewhat gets you hyped. This is just it would have gotten me hyped again if it hadn't been an hour of just people in a room
Yeah, we
talking.
arrived at this an hour earlier. We still have 97 minutes. We still have a regular length movie left of this.
Like they gotta build a drive. He's gotta go
Ugh.
into a fucking submarine. There are guys with guns, but nobody is shooting. Like it's just man, it's real. It's a real bunch of nothing. I thought we were kind of getting there. Stuff was starting to
Now,
like roll.
yeah, but it's still stumbling on its way. It's still like pausing for flashbacks and flash forwards. And hey, we saw this scene already where they walked in.
Mm-hmm.
We just got this flashback 5 minutes ago, right? Hey, Carrie Elwes though. Um, also, Tanner, if I
Yes.
opened up a different tab, and I started watching the movie Toy Story 1 and simultaneously,
Yes.
Toy Story 1 would be over before this movie.
That's
Like, and
crazy.
that's including if I watched all the end credits of Toy Story, all the
Oh
hundreds
my
of
god, you
visual.
know where it is. Just tell him. Down. Oh my
Aw,
god, man. Like
he's very busy though. He's got to tell them all a secret though.
I mean, I
It's very tense though, Tanner. They're trapped by these gun-toting guys. Aw, they're in love though. That's very sweet.
dude, man, I just
But isn't this tense? They gotta tell the coordinates while they're feeding
man, I
dogs or
could give
something.
so less of a flying fuck. I don't mean to be mean, but because
Aren't
like
you
you
waiting?
said, it would be a lot. It would make a lot more sense, and it would be different if everybody was like, yeah, we need to get this. We need to kill this thing. We need to figure out a way
Yes,
to
because
stop
the
it. We need to band together. Like, even if it wasn't on a government level, if it was just people, the people
yeah,
he
yeah,
kept interacting with and meeting were like, hey, we don't want this. We don't want to blow up. We don't want to go to war. And like
yeah.
everybody was like in agreement with him. Maybe not with their
Mhm.
governments, but in agreement with him, that would be something, right? Because then it would
Yeah,
be
I'd rather.
like people versus AI, and like you'd get that humanity versus AI. But again,
Yeah.
it's not even that, man. Everybody's pointing fingers at each other. Everybody's
Yep,
distrusting one another. We got random Russian goons.
yep. The Russian goons are like, well, I've been paid to stop you, even though if everyone on the planet dies in a nuclear holocaust, I'm not getting a payday. So
Yeah.
but
Tom
but
Cruise is
they're
in
all like,
his slutty little shorts.
that's pretty good. This
Yeah,
fan service, I suppose.
I mean, it's something.
He's wearing his tidy whiteys or his
Yeah.
tidy not whiteys, his tidy dark blueies.
Who
Oh
is this
no, but
dude? Why does this dude want to kill him?
he turns out to be a minion of the entity. Hagar the Horrible here. What is this? Yeah, yeah, you won't stop the entity, Ethan. Remember, because now people worship the entity. So
Oh, that's
anybody
right.
could
There's
be
like
a
a whole
min-
cult that we've not seen hair nor hide of
yeah,
for an hour and
yeah,
for an
they
hour
mentioned it at
and 14 minutes.
yeah, they mentioned at the beginning of the movie, and now 80 minutes in, we're meeting one of them who wants to kill. This is why you've got to not have the internet on your submarines, because they'll get all entity pilled. Your fans. Didn't you almost get on a sub or something?
No. My grandfather was a nuclear sub tech.
Oh, okay. No,
I
no,
got
no,
it
no.
on an
Never mind.
aircraft carrier, which is
I'm mixing you up
its
with a
own thing.
different friend who actually was stationed on a sub for a
Yeah,
while.
no, you couldn't fucking pay me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You would be dishonorably discharged
Yeah,
before you were assigned to a
well,
submarine.
I do suffer from claustrophobia, and I
Oh
can
yes.
imagine that situation being any better in a sub.
One of my dreams as a movie aspiring movie maker is to make a movie set on a sub because I think they're cool. But I would not get into a sub. I would make that a set. I would do a fake sub. Um, I would be too nervous to get into a submarine,
And we're finally getting an
especially.
action scene, and I mean, again, it just still does feel weird that we're like doing a fight.
Yeah, like a hand-to-hand fight at this stage.
Well,
But
I don't
again,
mind the hand to hand fight, but that people are fighting. I think again, you kind of nailed
oh
it
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah.
head.
Sorry, sorry.
Like that people
Yeah, yeah.
aren't just like all like I guess have your evil cult people, but like again, I would think that most people would be like, "Hey, this is a bad idea."
Yeah, I think it would work well. It would make Gabriel kind of more unlikable and memorable if it was like,
Yeah,
like, hey man, you don't realize how alone you are because everyone else doesn't want to do this.
yeah.
Like that would be kind of cool that he was like the one asshole who was pro entity
I
instead
do
of
like
there
him
being.
trying to push his face against this treadmill. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty good. He's just
Yeah.
burning him on this treadmill. Yeah, but now they're fighting more of these
I mean, it's
goons.
a good scene. It's too late in the game, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the main problem. It's just like, well, great, thank you for finally giving me what I wanted an hour and 14 minutes later.
Well, the hand to hand isn't bad. I kind of don't like that they're cutting between two of them.
Yeah,
I prefer like the Henry Cavill in the bathroom,
yeah.
scene where we're just watching one cool action scene play out. But it isn't a bad knife fight. Yeah, like him wrestling in his tidy whities isn't too bad.
And it's funny that this is another Christopher McQuarrie one. I mean,
Yeah, he's
I
done
feel
all
like he just
feet.
had too much. It was just too much. You know what I mean? Like I
I've
think,
heard apparently, yeah, yeah, this was a very difficult shoot because the pandemic shut it down and then picked
yeah,
back up. So like, I just sort of feel like these ones just got away from him because
yeah,
there was, yeah, yeah, like, which makes some sense because yeah, like he did Rogue Nation and Fallout, and I feel like yeah, like he just rolled the dice enough that this one just kind of didn't, pan
Yeah.
out the way it should have. These last two.
And again, Fallout is such a magnum opus um, of a
Totally. Yeah,
movie
yeah.
that it's really.
Though I'm
Oh, did
very
did Dunlow
Rogue
die?
Nation. Rogue Nation is up there. That might be my favorite of the Macquaries, even though I love
Oh, really?
Fallout.
Over
But
Fallout?
yeah, I like the your mission is to die. I like when they push him in the gas at the
Yeah.
end, and I
I
like
like Rogue
the
Nation a lot because it's an evil IMF, and that really, really works. I think like it's a
me
very
too. Yeah,
interesting concept, even if it, even and it's not. I don't remember if that one also ends with a nuclear bomb, but I don't think that that's the main point of the enemy, the bad guy
I
in
don't
that
think
movie.
I don't think so either. But yeah, I like that one for a lot of reasons. I love Ilsa Faust's introduction. Like she's never better than in her first
Mm-hmm.
go around. I love the opera fight. I like the first holding your breath underwater, even though this one does an inferior version of that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love the opening where he's hanging on the wing of the plane. Like, see, there was no cool stunt like that to really be like, "Hey, I'm,"
Wait, so
and that
now,
helps. Hmm.
wait, what? Now the what is it all a ruse? Did the entity corrupt it in some way?
Oops.
Oh my fucking god. This dude was just a dude who went into the vault, drank some water that made him throw up, and then and now is this MacGuffin of this entire movie.
Yeah, the whole series was resting on him the whole time.
God, that is so stupid.
Yeah. Though again, I do kind of like that that dude actually gets lines after 30 years and he's kind of a good actor, but it is
Yeah.
the dumbest thing ever. It is a dumb choice. I do agree with you, Tanner. If they'd only done that, I think that would have been okay, but it's that coming off of Shea Wiggum as John Voight's
Yes.
son, like they're and the entity was the rabbit's foot. Like there's too many winks to the previous ones. Oh.
I kind of like this actor, dude, but
No,
like
he's
again,
great.
it's
No, from day one where he's like Tom Cruise is explaining, he's like, I'm listening, but in a very like, I'll kill you if I don't like what you're saying, you know,
yeah,
if
he's
what you're
intrigued,
saying
but
doesn't
he's
sound
also
right.
like, this guy's clearly batshit insane.
Yep. No, I really dig it. I like this whole the whole sub crew. I think they're really neat, and I would have liked to have gotten to them earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Again, this movie would jump a whole letter grade if you cut that first hour out, or
Yep.
really, really, really tightened it down. Really tightened it down.
Yeah, because this movie's longer than One Battle After Another. It's longer than Boogie Nights. It's longer than and all kinds of better things. It's longer than previous Mission Impossibles. It's the longest film in the franchise.
That's just crazy in and of itself, man.
Yep. But see, the girls get to do stuff. They get to
That's the other thing I always kind of hate about
milk the
like,
dog.
and I guess I only bring this up because recently I found myself talking about Ready Player One of all things.
Oh
Um
yeah, yeah.
and I the book, and I was talking about how much cuz somebody was like, "Oh, that book's amazing." And I was like, "That is a take. Let me explain to you my take on it." And I was talking about how much I really dislike the main character in that book because he kind of just
Yeah.
has that natural, I thank goodness I've played X game a
Yep.
million times, so I'm naturally good at it. And it kind
And
of
that book
feels
even
this.
says that after 2 hours I won. Like it doesn't even
Yeah.
describe him, going through it at all.
Yeah, and now we're kind of doing a similar, like, oh, you don't know how to do this, but here's the basics of basics instructions, and I'm sure you'll be fine
Yep.
as I walk away, or as I go to sleep by the looks of it.
Still better than Ready Player One,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
at least Haley Atwell looks nervous to be
Yeah.
doing this, as opposed to
But we do this
Parsifal.
a lot in these movies. There's a lot of like, oh, I'm a jack of all trades, you know?
Yep. Thankfully, I know how to mush dogs.
Yeah. The Mark IV, what is this, Iron Man?
Yeah, man, he's got a cool power suit now. Yep. They're finally
Why
gonna
is this
kick him out.
girl like not in a shirt for like all of this bit? You think somebody
Hold
was
your
like,
breath.
we really need this military girl to look a little on the sexy side?
Yeah, and she needs to kind of be into Tom Cruise because she's like shooting him like little
Yeah.
smirks during the debriefing. Yeah.
I'll see you later for the pegging.
That
I
would have
see.
been a
I
much
keep
better,
I keep the
much
tradition of
better
making
than.
you laugh hysterically at a
Yeah.
sex joke during a Mission Impossible.
No, it just worked well because yeah, she gave him a very intense look and had a quippy one-liner, but it would have been much better if it was "see you later" for the pegging instead of "take care of my suit." All right, we're finally gonna get to the first stunt of the movie.
Wait, is the screen is widening as he's turning it? Did you see that? Was that on your on
Yeah,
yours as well?
yeah, that's because it was an IMAX movie, so like these are the IMAX scenes. Like
See, that's
they expand.
cool. I would be
Yeah, that was
so
a neat.
much cooler for it if it
I like
hadn't
that.
been a fucking hour and 30
Yeah,
minutes later.
his cranking is what transitions us into the IMAX stuff. That was kind of neat.
That is really fucking cool.
Mm.
Yeah, man, I would almost be
Again, yeah,
willing if somebody was to like be like, "Hey, I've got a special copy of
the
Final
fan cut.
Reckoning, the fan
Yeah,
cut of Final
the
Reckoning that
final.
like cuts that bullshit out and like and gets it right into the action." I'd be like, "You know what? I kind of want to watch that."
Yeah, man, show me one where we just cut. We do a like 5 minute prologue, and then Tom Cruise is already at this sub part. Like already talk. Yeah, like it should really have opened with him talking to the military lady
Yeah.
about their plans to get off the aircraft carrier, and from there just the movie. You know, because
Yeah,
then I
like look at
wouldn't even mind
this.
them.
Look how cool this is.
Yeah, this is like finally we're getting some of the Mission Impossible juice here.
And
Is him.
because I trust Tom Cruise enough, I know at least half of this is practical,
Yeah, and some of
which
this is
helps even cement it further.
totally. I don't know, I remember liking this sequence is cool, and the last sequence is cool. But as someone I forget which review said it, like, but it's kind of like two good tracks on an album I don't really like that much.
Right,
Is kind of
exactly.
it's not great, but the two songs are pretty good.
And I mean, we'll see. I'm not unwilling to count it, but like that the like you said, the Rogue Nation Hold Your Breath scene is really really good. I am hesitant to say it will beat that scene.
Yeah, this one's
Um
I don't think is as good, but
yeah.
it's pretty good, and especially compared to the rest of the movie. This is one of the highlights of the scene. I will say. Um, and was pretty cool on the big screen.
Have Tom Cruise and Christopher Nolan done a movie together?
They actually haven't. That's actually seems like a way overdue
Yeah.
one. Though they just announced that in addition to DiCaprio, Christian Bale might be the villain of Heat 2.
Oh,
So that'll be cool.
that will be cool.
Yep. And then yeah, DiCaprio as old Val Kilmer and Austin Butler as young Val Kilmer. Um but no, actually Christopher Nolan and Tom Cruise. That'd be a cool one. Um
Yeah, they have AI for spectacle together, or they would have AI for
Yeah,
spectacle
yeah, they would team
together.
up to make the
Yeah.
wacky practical what's its
Dude, see again, man. Like, I cannot believe it took us this long to get to this.
to get to an actual impossible mission that
Yes.
he's on. Yeah, like yeah, it's getting
I mean,
tense
I
to
love
that like
underwater
long.
stuff too. So like, it even and it is a area that he hasn't gone to before.
Oh yeah, and then you know me. My favorite of the classic Bonds is Thunderball because of
Yep.
the crazy scuba fight at the end. Yeah, yeah. Underwater stuff will always kind of impress me. I'm a real James Cameron about that. I love the ocean deep and exploring stuff in submersibles, which I would never do myself, but I like watching them in movies.
You know who would make a really cool underwater movie? We were
Mm.
just talking about him, Michael Mann.
Oh hell yeah!
A
If he was
Michael
doing
Mann
like
like underwater horror movie.
like an abyss type thing,
Yeah, he would
that'd be,
kill it,
that'd,
man.
that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, yeah, let's have him make a giant squid movie or something like, or
Yeah.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Have him do a
Hmm.
version of that with Captain Nemo and whatnot. All right, he's finally in the stupid submarine from the last one that all them Russians
I still don't
ate their.
remember what this submarine was even in, why it was in. Like, I know the entity was quote unquote created here, but like, how did it get off the submarine in the first place?
I think this. I don't remember how it got off the submarine, but I guess yeah, the kill switch for the entity or part of the code is in here.
The source code.
Yeah, yeah. That what's his name? Luther made the poison pill, which is gonna kill the entity, but I guess it needs this as the last ingredient or something.
Yeah. I still can't believe they retconned the rabbit's foot, which is in and of itself very, very crazy and dumb. Like, again, do they think people really needed that connection?
You had to go like,
Uh,
whoa, this is all tying together. Because what I
yeah.
care about in the Mission Impossibles is like the continuity
Yeah,
and lore.
exactly.
I was really, yeah, yeah. Like this series one lost. I wasn't like, ooh, what's the answer to these mysteries? Though an impossible astronaut type situation, that would have been kind of cool. Tom Cruise has to stop his own death or whatever,
Yeah.
but he's
Oh,
got
he
98.
brought a battery.
Well, that's good. And it looks like he's got a lot of juice. My phone can last all day. I don't know why I was bragging about my phone all of a sudden, like listeners at home care.
Listeners
Whoa.
at home, if David falls asleep on us again at this movie, you'll be very hard pressed to get it to follow. I will probably just put this up and just be like, "And we never were
And
heard from again."
you'll never watch the rest of this movie. You're like, well, that was my last chance to actually watch Final Reckoning, and no way I'm going back. So it's over. Oh yeah, look, we're getting flashbacks to what happened to them Russians.
Why? Like, again,
Yep.
what
Which
is it
does
for,
interrupt the
man?
flow of this tense scene. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, we're learning how they all died and froze.
And I think we saw this in Dead
Dead Reckoning,
Reckoning,
right?
like, because
I
there I
believe
remember
so.
those floating bodies coming up. That was a bit.
Yeah.
I am suddenly
Ooh.
finding this a lot more visually entertaining now that it's in IMAX.
No, no, I agree. This sequence, and again, this sequence is pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
it's like we futzed around for an hour and a half, but we got to the first scene that's really like meticulously lit and planned out. You know, like the colors are neat, the frame is neat. Now this is awesome that he's going among. He's in a pile of torpedoes. Is pretty cool that he's got to sneak through the torpedoes. But also, it's kind of a Jenga thing where he, you know, can't let one bother him. And this for my claustrophobia. This part,
Yeah.
warning, is
Yeah,
gonna
absolutely.
go into this torpedo chute and having to gingerly not bump the torpedoes. But of course, it can't be that easy. No.
I do
Oops.
like him just falling into that puddle.
Oops. Just shoot. Yeah, it's like the Inception hallway, only he can't actually, walk on the walls, so he's just gonna.
Did your water on camera dislike, does that does that still extend to like when it's the reason why water's on camera is because it's all practical? Like obviously the camera's gonna get
No,
wet in a scene like
if
this, right?
actual water, if actual water or blood is hitting the camera, that's kind of cool. No,
Okay,
I
good.
would be down for that. I just don't like the CGI,
You don't like it
like
when it's
we're adding,
CGI added
yeah,
after
we're
the
not
effect type stuff.
adding all the split splash. But no, if things actually just hit the camera because it's a messy scene and it's full of water, that's kind of cool. I'm in favor of that.
What if that thing wasn't waterproof? What if that was the MacGuffin? It was like totally fried because it had been in water for the last couple of years.
I mean, realistically, that makes a little more sense.
I mean,
You
he
know,
did just put it in a waterproof bag, so clearly there is some worry about
yeah.
that. But I do find it funny that he was like, he just yanked it out while water and stuff was spraying on it.
Oh, I hope this hasn't rusted.
Yeah.
Across 2 years and is unusable now. Yeah, now shit's filling up with Wawa, like your Titanics. And then, oh shit, these missiles are
Dude,
flopping around.
what a cool scene. That should have
No,
been an
this
hour,
all,
an hour and a half
oh yeah.
ago.
But hey, enjoy it while it's here. This is a good sequence in a very Mission Impossible way. Whoa, yeah, look at how cool all the different, like,
Yeah.
greens and reds of all the lights from the sub and his suit. No shit. Yeah, this is where I start freaking out a little bit.
Dude, I would have been panicking long ago. I getting trapped in a tight space and not being able to get out is very, very terrifying for me.
Big old nightmare town for me
Yeah.
too.
I like the music too.
Yeah.
Oh god, why do we fall,
Shit.
Master Wayne?
Oh, so we can learn to drown in a sub. Deshi, deshi.
Do you even lift, Master Wayne?
Deshi, deshi, basara, basara, deshi, deshi, basara, basara. He's climbing up, and then them bats are gonna hit him in the face.
When I watched Hobbit 2
Oh yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
weekend, I there's that scene where Gandalf has to go into the tomb, and it's just a bunch of stone steps. All I can think of was the Dark Knight. Why would
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
build? Why would anybody
Yep.
build steps like this?
With no guardrails,
Yeah,
yeah. And then Sauron comes out at the end of that movie, and it looks like the Doctor Who opening when
yeah.
it's all the red
Well, it's funny.
flashing Sauron.
I found it really cool because I never realized that Sauron's eye was Sauron in the middle of it until the movie. I
Yeah,
guess because I'm an idiot. Until the
no, no,
movie explicitly told me that it was, and I was like,
yeah,
"Oh, that's what that is.
clarified
That's really
it.
cool."
I'm not sure. I forget if that was in the other Lord of the Rings or if they just decided to do it that way. But either way, it's cool to have him be the slit of the eye.
Yeah, dude, don't take off the belt, the backpack. I don't even know what the backpack does, but
You need everything you can get here. Though I guess they've already said that the plan is explicitly based on you actually have to drown
yeah.
to make it work, which is yeah, he's cutting the tube.
Oh yeah,
Get
Oh, good God, Tom Cruise.
Jesus, and you're
She's
a
gonna
million
peg
feet
you real
underwater.
hard. You told her you were
Yeah,
bringing that suit back.
and he lied to that sexy military lady. There will be no pegging.
Yeah, there'll be no pegging. Oh, he's still bringing the
Them,
backpack. Well, couldn't
them
you have
picking
just
off.
kind of like finagled that without getting rid of your suit?
I guess it was too. It's too small a space for the suit on the back, so you need them one in front of the other. And again, this scene is no fun. Oh Jesus!
Can you fire inside the tube? Like, what if you? Yeah, dude, man,
Shot
this
yourself out like Evil Knievel. You shot yourself out of a cannon or something.
this is a real no
For
for me
Tanner.
for me. No,
At least he got out kind of quick.
yeah.
This happens in a Simpsons where Homer joins the Navy and they're in the sub and the guy gets stuck in the torpedo chute. Don't fire the torpedoes! Fire the torpedoes! And he gets shot out. Yeah.
Uh,
That would have made a good double feature with this. The war, yeah, that whole episode with the war games and them trapped in the sub. There he
Dude,
goes.
you can't keep
Oh,
taking shit off, man.
well, he has to die
Dude,
now, Tanner.
how would you?
Jesus. That's good swim acting on Tom Cruise's part because
Yeah.
he's like swimming desperately. Is he gonna make it though? Maybe he'll die here with an hour left.
No, he's the Messiah. He's gonna survive. No, that
Yep.
is really good. Like you said, that is really good acting. Look at him slowly, like just collapsing on himself.
Yep, freezing up. Also, that horrible warning they gave where it's like you've got to be breathing out the whole time. If you hold your breath, your lungs will explode, which is like Jesus. There he
Look,
is.
he's Captain
Little baby.
America.
Yep, they've Captain America hit him. He's back to an embryo.
So the decompression chamber is to make him undecompress, but like, how are they gonna fix the hypothermia part?
Yeah, they'll just
That's a pretty cool shot,
fill him
though.
with
Him this reverse.
yeah corpse.
Who the hell is this? Is this Ilsa? Ilsa?
No, it's Grace. Who cares about Ilsa? We're never even gonna mention
Why
her in
would
this movie.
he? Because I assume this is some kind of like,
Sexy dream or whatever.
yeah.
No, it was real.
Well, it kind of was a sexy dream because he's
It
not
was
in the
half a
ice
sexy.
anymore. You would think it would have been Ilsa that would have done it. I guess she really
Yeah.
didn't want to come back.
Well, no, she's like, no, I'm not even filming a dream sequence, man. Get me the hell out of this franchise. And again, because this was Mission Impossible, this entire movie, I'm like, no, no, she's gonna take the mask off, and someone will be Ilsa. And that was not the case.
So, it,
And now he has a new girlfriend,
one of
so it doesn't matter.
I guess one of the problems is though that he also died in his last hold the breath scene too. And it was a lot funnier
Yes.
because he was really weird about it. Because I remember
Yeah.
Benji like being like, "You died." Him just looking at
Mhm.
Benji like he'd grown a third head. What are you talking about? And he
Oh,
tries
man,
to
he was
jump on the car and he just completely whiffs it. It's one
good.
of my favorite parts of Rogue Nation.
That's a great
When
bit.
he tries to slide off the car and he just falls on his face.
Shit, yep. Now, which is a big part of why I'm a big Road Nation guy, because that one, yeah, and him
It's very
hanging off the
that one is
plane.
very funny in a lot of time. It's
Mhm.
very
A lot of good gags in it. A little bit of that Jeremy Renner too, and
yeah.
Alec Baldwin, right? Isn't he in it?
Yep, Alec Baldwin insisting that he'll find Ethan Hunt, and then it cuts to like 6 months later, and he still hasn't found Ethan Hunt.
But look, man, they're all just cuddling. It's also weird that they have 72 hours before the world ends, but they're like, yeah, we can take a little
Well,
nap
then you did
here.
have to do a decompression thing, so
That's true. But and she's just cuddling him the whole time, I
I think
guess.
it's because he has to get warm. I'm pretty sure it's a shared body heat thing, not
Oh, I
specifically
got it.
romantic.
Well, then they should all be in there. That would have been a good gag. Like Benji comes out from the left side. That would have been funny.
Wait, now she's talking about controlling it too?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. You. Oh, I know who we would. Yeah,
No, why? What? It
he's the
doesn't
best
even
man
make
ever.
sense.
You were meant to control the entity.
I guess that would have been a heck of a sequel, though. A way to reboot the franchise. Ethan
He's just
Hunt
the
takes
villain now.
control of the entity. No, he starts a
But
new
he's the
IMF,
good.
the really really impossible mission force. It's him and the entity as like the man in
I
the
guess we could, like,
chair.
I guess we would just turn to Knight Rider,
Yeah,
basically. You know, he's
it
just
would have
a
been
cool
Knight
robot
Rider.
fighter. They're
God.
all buddies. Yeah, they put him into the
All right, so what?
Hyperborean.
Another what hour? Now another like 40 minutes of talking before we get to our next.
Yeah, you get another cool chase scene in 50 minutes.
Is he gonna remember who this
Oh,
guy is? Oh, you're my old friend that I once made sick.
when worlds collide.
Oh, of course he knows who he is.
30 years ago. There it is, so you remember.
What a stupid fucking, just a stupid fucking thing. And I
Well, you
like you,
saved
I
him.
do kind of dig it, but also like you, if it had been the only thing, I would have been a lot kinder to it. But because it's
Yeah,
not
but
the only thing.
there's been like 8 of these stupid like, fan service things.
Oh, and now he's happy that Ethan ruined his life.
Yeah, it's like I'm glad you fired me because I got to, marry my beautiful wife
Yeah, but
and
like
this.
that's just that doesn't mean that he what he did was okay. He still did something wrong.
But you did it to save the day or whatever.
David, if you inexpectedly fuck up my life and get me sent to Antarctica and I somehow meet the love of my life, a lovely Inuit woman or however you say it, um I'm still gonna be pretty mad at you for fucking up my life and sending me to
You're like,
Alaska.
nah, I forgive you immediately,
You
Tanner.
know, yeah, I'm sure you
I'm
would.
just built I'm just built different, I guess.
With your Alaskan wife who also has a
Sure.
demon in her life that you have to deal with.
To be fair, that was 30 years ago, Tanner. If you're still holding on to that grudge,
It's
that's
Alaska. You know what they have in Alaska? Nothing, because it's the middle of fucking nowhere.
oh, it's got scenic beauty. They had a beautiful fireplace, a bigger house than I have, full of books. Yeah, I don't know.
Where's your movie theater at?
That's true, but now I got a sick home system set up.
Right,
Set
and you would
up.
accept that. You wouldn't be a little upset that you could never go to a movie theater again.
I don't know that. Maybe the town of population 30 has one multiplex.
It's only got one screen and they show the same movie every single week.
Yeah, it's just
You have to watch Inspector Gadget 30 times.
oh Jesus. Speaking of Inspector Gadget,
Well, yes.
let me go to the Wikipedia page for the Inspector Gadget movie because there is a detail that is very funny. Universal had the rights to the movie, yada yada yada. Um, oh, they don't have it anymore. That Martin Scorsese was at one point attached to direct, which was very funny to me. But I read that
It's a
last time I
perfume.
was on. Oh yeah, it is just perfume. Did you say perfume?
Yeah, it was a cologne bottle.
Yeah, it does look like a cologne bottle.
Why
No,
would
well,
they need why would they need to give him so many?
yeah, we get to again watch what we're gonna do. So they got to get it in there and then pull it out just as it's gonna
Oh my
launch all the nukes.
god, the blink of an eye. Oh,
They have less. They have 100 milliseconds to pull that bottle, or the nukes go.
dude. I love how this guy's just part of the team. Him and his wife now.
Yeah, man, it took them 30 years, but they get back together. Along with Palm Klimov, who has like one cool action scene, but has done nothing else in this movie. Oh, and this dude's part of the team now too. The Shea Wiggum sidekick, who was like, "No, I like Ethan more." The,
We do
the,
this every time. We've done this 5 other times. Trust me.
but this guy's only been part of the team once, so he's
But like, how many times? I'm so. You know what, man? I'm so glad that this is the last one they have Ethan Hunt potentially. How many times do we have to do this, man?
where, and then they're all telling him like, "This is
This is
crazy."
impossible. This is never gonna
One in a
work. Like,
million.
if I was Ethan, I would have just started smacking people and just been like, "Shut up! I've done it a million times."
He's his own cult leader at
Yeah,
this
he
point, so
is. Well, that's what
and he's
the premise of Fallout is. Remember, they basically
yeah,
Henry Cavill basically tries to imply he's a cult leader.
yeah, like, oh, you got these people that worship you unconditionally.
Yeah, who will
I'm
do
not
anything
falling
you
asleep,
ask.
by the way. I
Dude, you
promise
better
I'm not.
fucking
I'm not.
coffee up or something because I'm never coming back. There's 56 minutes left exactly right now. We're at
All right.
156 and there's 56 minutes
Oh, wait,
left.
wait. Yeah, that's an interesting question because I kind of was getting at this. So, do you plan to ever watch this again?
No, again, only if somebody was like, dude, I
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
cut that will blow your fucking mind.
right. That's why when you said it, I was kind of like, I mean, we do because it's true. You need it's overdue for you to finally watch this. But like I'm saying, I was not super looking forward to revisiting this one just
No,
because.
I am
And
enjoying
I
it
was
for the for the friendship of it all.
yeah, yeah.
Because it is very funny to watch this with you. But yeah, I 100% get where you're coming from because like I mean it is kind of crazy and just like it's interesting that like I guess you can't really say the ball was dropped, but like it's interesting how like this movie seems so anti what makes like Fallout and Rogue Nation and the other Christopher McQuarrie ones really great
So
because it's
yeah,
so
like bogged
Fallout is
down.
such a well, and Fallout is such a well honed thing, right?
Machine.
Like
Like every
it
shot, yeah,
doesn't stop, and like it has its talking moments, but it's action beat, talking moment, action beat, talking moment, action beat, talking moment. Like it threads it together so well, and like it does just this. It's not this doesn't do that at all, even remotely.
no, no, nope, yeah, yeah. Like my four through six, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout. Those are all like they're like uh they're like rock operas or something. You know what I mean? It knows like exactly when to get low and high, and
Yeah,
breathe just enough to get you excited. And yeah, this one is just so much clunky talking and flashbacks and sitting around explaining stuff. Yeah, like I've seen this board a million
yeah,
times.
and we just keep talking about the entity, like talking and talking and talk. Like that's, and I guess I can't really complain too much because I didn't like when the entity was talking all that much
Yeah.
either. But like, also these people cannot stop talking about this entity. Like, why do I care? We don't even have a villain right now at this point. Like,
No, because Gabriel's not been in the movie for over 2 hours.
yeah,
He disappeared.
the only enemy was that one random army dude in the
Yeah, who was a
Russians
Pope.
for like
Yeah,
5 seconds.
who was a 4chan guy, but for the entity, essentially. That's what this social movement is. But at least Nick Offerman looks serious, and he's kind of sweaty. I really love Holt McCaney though, and I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but that guy rules. And he's kind of making some of the urgency sing. Did you watch that House of Dynamite movie yet?
Uh,
Listeners, Tanner fell asleep.
no, I don't think I did.
Oh,
What's the House of Dynamite? Tell me about that movie as we watch them talk about the entity for the millionth time.
that's the new movie from Catherine Bigelow, who directed Point Break and The Hurt Locker. Uh, and it's about I guess it's like supposed to be a realistic depiction of the scenario where the nukes go flying. Like it's all set in the White House and shows how like the chain of command would screw up in order for nuclear Armageddon to go off.
Oh, right. I do remember that now that
Yeah,
you've
and
mentioned
it
it.
has. I think it has Rebecca Ferguson. I could be wrong. So she actually left Mission Impossible for a different
Why
movie
does he
about
need a
nuclear.
sidearm? Wait, what? Why, man? Why?
It's just in case shit goes south with all this threat of nuclear war.
You know what Tom Cruise movie I saw recently that I like better than this movie, and you're gonna laugh so
What?
fucking hard. You already know what movie it is.
Rock
Um,
of Ages.
no, Rock of Ages, yes, but no, it's even funnier than that. Pretty sure I like The Mummy more than I like this movie.
Ooh, ooh.
I don't know. At
Shit.
least
I
Tom
really don't
Cruise
like
is
the Mummy that much.
interesting, and like his bromance thing with his other friend is interesting. I just noticed how he was kind of in mummy
I
garb.
like him and Jake. I like him and Peter Parker there, Jake Johnson, who comes
Yeah.
back as a zombie. Even though that's a ripoff of American Werewolf in London. We talked about this on the last commentary we
I
did,
think
didn't we?
we might
This,
have because
this is giving me
talking
deja
about
vu.
scary
You know what?
movies.
I'm gonna go the Mummy. You know why?
Why? Because of the
And
Peter Parker.
well, that I well one that, but also, and this is gonna unfortunately sink Final Reckoning anytime we're trying to compare things. Mummy's way shorter.
It is way
Like I
shorter.
don't I don't I don't I don't like I'm not really like a runtime obsessive. I try not to be. Like I don't care if a movie's 4 hours, if it's 70 minutes, like whatever.
Yeah,
But
but
with
I would
Final Reckoning
argue final
specifically,
Final Reckoning really really tanks because of its runtime. Like again,
I think
you
so. If
would
it
have
was 2
gone
hours, I feel like people would wanna revisit it, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
you would have gone up a whole letter grade for me if you had started at that at that aircraft carrier.
Absolutely. And, like, Fallout's, like, almost 2.5 hours, but again, like you're saying, it just is, like, paced so much better and knows when to, like, start and stop and breathe and then get crazy, you know?
You
Like,
get
it's
like I think there's only like 10 minutes before you get to the oh my god, another fucking dude.
another
I,
GIMP thing
I
to go into. There he is, finally, our boy.
but
Also, yeah,
like
speaking of the Mummy, they've kind of traded like Mission Impossible aesthetic for like the Uncharted, you know, Indiana Jones looking
well yeah, that's why I
aesthetic
was
for this
thinking about it
last.
because he walked up in like a fucking Nathan Drake Bubby
Yeah.
outfit.
He's got a plane that'll take him to a minimum safe. And see, this is they should have done more of this. Like how the reason there's
I
biplanes is
even
because it's
brought a
analog.
spare just in case.
Yeah, and just in case Tom Cruise needs to jump in one too to chase him. But see, there should have been more of this, like, oh, we need to use analog things like biplanes and whatnot, you know,
Yeah.
to like avoid the entity. Because yeah, despite the fact that the entity knows all and sees all, there's not really a sense that we're like under constant surveillance from it or
No,
anything.
because the entity is nothing. It's such a we talked to it once and then it fucked off.
Yeah,
All
it
we
should have
do is
been
keep
voiced by
hearing about
somebody.
it. Yeah. I
They
mean,
should have at
hell,
least.
Smog.
They
I
should have.
mean, Smog is a giant
Yeah, yeah.
CGI creature, but you know whose voices it? Benedict fucking
Benedict.
Cumberbatch. And you know who I knew who was voicing it the entire time I was watching it? Benedict fucking Cumberbatch because it was iconic and distinct.
Also, that one scene in that movie is so awesome because it's taken straight from the book where he's, you know, smelling out Invisible Bilbo and
Yeah.
they're talking. That scene rules where he's calling him Barrel Rider and stuff. Um, and it's also like the only time Martin Freeman gets anything to do in those Hobbit movies.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at how much Hobbit 2 was like him doing like nothing. Though,
He's barely in it. Yeah, yeah. That's why I've heard the fan edits that make it one movie like really make him the main character again in a way that he's not
though I will
in any of
say,
those.
Hobbit 2 does have an elf dwarf romance, and I was very into it.
I'm okay with it. I do like the my favorite of the dwarves is the guy with like the Russian hat, the one who's
Yes, mine
Bilbo's
too.
buddy.
Yeah, he the one who was a Bilbo believer.
Yep. And anywho, now everyone's standing around some more, Tanner, and we have 45 minutes left. Just oh,
Why does everybody remember this dude? This dude just walked into a vault for 5 minutes in a movie and got sick and then left. Like, why does everybody like, oh, that's that dude? Do I know you? Oh, you're that dude.
now I know what happened with Rebecca Ferguson. She had to leave for House of Dynamite, but I'm still very shocked that Vanessa Kirby's not in this last one. Like that kind of bummed me out, as
Yeah.
well as yeah, more almost as much as the lack of
She's going to
Ilsa is
that.
the
She's
lack.
going to that there Marvel.
That's true. She had the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I really like that Vanessa Kirby and that Joaquin Phoenix Napoleon.
Mm-hmm.
Which, speaking of, I never got around to watching the 4 hour cut of that movie. This means something. Well, you know what? I don't even know what it means, man. And I'm watching the movie.
Dude, I will count my lucky stars if I don't have to see a countdown for another like fucking 4 weeks or something, man. I am so tired of looking at countdowns. This movie has made me countdown exhausted.
Yeah,
Count
man. They
me
even
out
had
of
the.
countdowns. Haha.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Count down me out.
Yeah,
the
count
fi-
down me out. Exactly.
This movie should have been called The Final Countdown. They should have played.
I can't even hear that. I won't even be able to listen to that song for the next 4 weeks.
Final countdown. Doody doody Luftballon. No, that's a different one. But
Dude, is he in the? Where is the entity even at this point? Is he in the necklace or is he in the drive?
he's, I think, just in cyberspace. He's all and sees all, but they're gonna like tempt him to get into the jump drive. I could be wrong. Kill Gabriel now. Oh no, she's out of bullets. I do like the Tom Cruise.
Just
The
yelling at
heroic
people.
Tom Cruise is just telling other people, "Oh yes, catch me if you can, Ethan." This is at least where Gabriel starts being wackier, which does make him more fun. But again, he's laughing like a cartoon villain. You'll never
God,
catch me now, Ethan.
how many fucking times have I had to watch these people be around a nuclear bomb and then just say, we'll figure it out. It's crazy, man. It's just very crazy that this is
Yep.
you could. If I told you, okay, so the Mission Impossible movie I watched last night involves a
Oh
nuclear
no.
bomb that they have to disfuse at the end in a split second while Ethan chases down somebody, you would have at least 4 options.
Yeah, yeah.
You would have 4
That would
movies you
you would
could be. You'd have to get more information
that
from
would
me.
not narrow it. That would not narrow it down. Um, but also I did find it funny that Ethan Hawke, the dashing hero of this movie, told multiple people like kill that guy. Like
Yes, Ethan Hawke did tell people to kill that guy, not Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hawke, sorry, not Ethan, not the grabber himself, Ethan Hawke. Who would have been a cool Doctor Strange, by the way. I've always thought that.
Ethan Hunt? Ethan Hawke? Yeah, he would
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
have been.
Like if you weren't gonna do Benedict Cumbersnatch,
Wait, is Ethan? Wait, who the fuck is the? What's the? Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk. Okay,
Tony Hawk.
I was really confused in my head for a second there. I
You
was
thought I
like,
was saying
wait.
Tony Hawk would have made a good Doctor Strange?
I was like, wait. Are we talking about Ethan Hawke or are we talking about the skater Ethan Hawke? And I was like, no, wait, the skater's name is not Ethan Hawke. I
Tony
would know
Hawk, yeah.
that.
Anthony Hawk, I guess, to his family. But yeah. But I meant Ethan Hawke, star of the Black Phone and Sinister, would have made a
Yes.
good Doctor Strange.
Black Phone. Really great movie.
Yep, yep. Black Phone, living in a movie. All right, here we go. The biplane scene.
Is this
And he's running one
biplane
more.
scene gonna be? I mean, we watched him roll off a helicopter once.
I will say this biplane scene is pretty cool.
Okay, I will
This
believe
is the
you.
second good scene. I don't know if it's. Though I do think it's neither of them are the best stunts in either franchise, which is kind of a bummer.
Why is this guy going up
This
into
one's
the
pretty
air?
damn good though. And Glenn Powell here is flying it.
What's the buzz on that running man?
It's kind of supposed to be a little blah. I heard people say it pulls its punches, which is kind of
Oh,
sad.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
I
because the
just
book
wanted it
has
to
a
be
pretty
a really
weak ass
cool
ending.
action movie. So
I've heard it is that like it's fairly fun.
as long as it's that, I'm hard pressed to complain all that
Yeah,
much. You know.
yeah, who could be sad? They just announced Glenn Powell's going to be in the next Judd Apatow movie, which is going to be a dramedy about a country singer. So that'll be fun.
Ooh. What? What? How would you even know what to do with the bomb? Like, again, this just assumes that all of these people have the ability to disarm nuclear bombs, which,
Yeah, yeah.
again, in and of itself is
maybe that's just part of the IMF, man.
But
Like
they aren't a part
it's
of the IMF. That guy was part of the CIA.
oh
What
yeah,
is
that's
his
right. Then you got
Intuit wife know how to disarm a bomb?
she might, but yeah. So okay, so this is kind of rad, just because like he's clearly very high up, and there's no like
Yeah.
digital chicanery. You're just watching.
It's certainly as pretty as the sub.
Yeah, it is in a different way. It's very colorful as opposed to the rest of the movie, which just looks like blue whatever. The climax is just set
Does
in
this
a
guy just
well-lit
not
salt
notice
cave.
this dude?
There you go. Finally, Glenn Powell sees him.
Older Glenn Powell.
Yeah, from the future.
Yeah, Glenn Powell from the feet. He went to his own Steve Rogers stone returning trip.
And again, both of these are inspired by Simpsons episodes because the torpedo one is Homer in the Navy, and this is when he's fighting the Skyrider on Valentine's Day. It's the Skyrider's code. I am so sick of that code. I do like Gabriel belatedly noticing that.
His smile.
I like they keep cutting to the jump drive on his neck, like so in case I forgot.
I guess
Oh,
he
see, he
admitted
doesn't know
he.
how.
Well, that seems a little.
I guess there was no time to tell the truth, man. The world's gonna end in 2 minutes.
I wish there was a romance going on between this guy and this girl and Benji.
That would have been something at least.
Yeah, just give me something to
For
care about any of this.
but Palm's done almost nothing in this movie, which
No.
bums me out because they
Yeah.
bothered to make her part of the team to begin with. Aw.
I guess it would have been very
Yeah, I thought they did
reminiscent
have
of his
kind of a
Star
thing.
Trek into Dark, his Star Trek Beyond thing, where he
That's
gets
what I was
involved with
mixing this.
that.
That's what
Yeah,
I was mixing it up with when he who is the mummy, I believe,
potentially.
the alien girl from Star Trek Beyond, who's
Yeah.
Scotty's love interest. Yeah, I think she also is Sophia Botella or whatever, who plays the mummy, and who I saw at a Q&A after the movie climax. And I've told this story many times on the podcast, but I'll tell it again. The
Well, it's not like there's anything.
Whoa!
Oh, that poor man.
I mean, he was evil,
Was he
like, or
evil?
at
I
least
think he was just flying up, man. Was he part of Gabriel's entourage? It wasn't. It wasn't abundantly clear.
yeah, that wasn't that he's not just an unrelated pilot who's
I
just
thought he
like,
was,
well, I'm
man.
flying too and having fun. There weren't two biplanes that just happened to be hanging out together.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So she's in Sophia Botella in her Q&A said that she was inspired by the movie Possession for her part in Climax, and then they threw the floor open to the crowd for a Q&A,
Oh,
which
I
is always
remember
best.
this story.
Yeah, and then the dude raised his hand and said, "I thought that scene was very inspired by Possession. Have you ever heard of that movie? You probably haven't." And she was like, I just said that I was inspired by that movie." And it was a real, like, everybody's like, goo. It gets quiet.
Did he say? Did they? We save the Benji? Is he the?
It's not, they're gonna kill him and Luther off. Or will they? Honestly, they might as well have killed Benji too.
Yeah. So
Now, Tom.
this guy just
Mhm.
knows how to disable a nuclear bomb, huh?
Yeah, or he's making a pretty good guess.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Him in the biplane, though, I will say, pretty good.
It kind of seems like they're just flying, like they're just on a trip. How I don't hate it. It's funny how casual like he was
Yeah,
acting in that
it's a very
scene.
dangerous stunt or whatever, but it does seem like they're just kind of going on a pleasant,
Yeah.
like Sideshow Bob says when he steals the Wright brothers' plane. Ah, for the days when aviation was a gentleman's pursuit. Oh, he's trying to get him with his biplane. They should have had guns to fire. That would have been kind of cool.
There's been a real lack of like shooty shoots.
There's
Oh
been more
shit.
stabby stabs than shooty shoots in this one.
He's gonna survive. He is the chosen one.
Yeah.
He's starting to believe, David. Yeah, and he is the IMF. You know what? That's what I want. I want the next installment of the Mission Impossible to be this guy and his wife. They should be
Ooh,
the
and
main characters.
maybe this old man starts doing like stunts like Tom Cruise. That'd be pretty cool. I would love that if the franchise legitimately tried to pass the baton to this guy, like for
Yeah.
the next one. Like Ethan Hunt's like, nope, you're the new leader of the IMF, and the next one's like the poster is this guy hanging off an airplane. And he has
He
sexy
has to be the
romances
one
with
to. He's the one who has to disarm the bomb or
yeah.
or jump the train or whatever.
Yep, and he's the one having like sexy, ambiguous romances with ladies 20 years younger
Yeah.
than him.
And him and his wife are just cool with it.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, they're in an open marriage or
Yeah,
what have you.
yeah, she's got his own.
Yeah, they got an understanding.
God, that looks so. That shot was so Michael Bay, and I hated it so much.
It was, yeah, yeah. The what do you call it? The lens flare and everybody's sweaty.
Yeah, and the cockeyed
It's
look
like,
to the camera.
yep, and like Houston, we have a problem or whatever. Oh, I thought that she was saying, well, you could have told him authentication code verified. Yeah, I do like that Gabriel is just turned into a full like he's turned into the hacker from Cyber Chase, like just a cartoon bad guy. Like,
Exactly.
where are you, Ethan? Like that kind of stuff. Uh-oh. I'm gonna run you into the ground. The Podkova. The Labubu will be mine.
La booba. Man, I really hope that this series does go back to basics. I can't do another one of these, man.
With the big countdown clock and the world's gonna end in a nuclear fireball.
And it's all gotta be done at the last second, and there keeps being problems, and like,
Yeah, man.
I really enjoyed that. In like that's one of the, and I know it's the first one that does it, so it helps. But like, that's a really cool scene in Ghost Protocol where like it's the bomb is about to hit, and he has to like go into a car and purposely go into a car crash to like get down there to get it.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool, and like again the one in Fallout is also really cool in a different way because it's that big old plane chase and it's like right on the edge of the mountain and they do the sunrise thing. But like this man is
Mhm.
just it's too much, man.
Yep. No, no, this is too big for it to matter that much to me.
And Nick
Oh, that's why
Offerman's
he
about
asked
to
for his
shoot
piece.
people.
Yeah, that's why Nick Offerman asked for the guns in case there was a mutiny. They're all so sweaty. I just want to pat them with some cloth. I have a situation room fetish.
Like again, it's crazy that
Yeah, Nick Offerman gets his badass moment.
damn right he does. Like that they just didn't all talk to each other until this exact moment.
Well, they were talking to each other for many
No,
hours.
no, 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 no. I mean the other people of the nation and stuff. Wait,
Oh yeah, yeah, no, no, that they
did he
weren't
get
privy to
shot?
this.
Or is he just having a heart attack?
I think
Oh,
he
okay, he
died.
did get shot. I
They
see the
shot him.
bullet hole in his
I do love Nick Offerman, but I will say that death scene did look like he was just taking a nap.
it did
Like,
look like he was taking a nap, yeah.
or like pretending to sleep so people would stop talking, like, oh boy, I gotta hit the sack. Hmm.
Honestly,
Uh-oh.
what you think she would have done is like launch them all into space. And as her
Yeah.
act, like cuz now he does have them, so you didn't really fix the issue.
Nope.
And like I know nuclear stuff is way above our pay grade, but like none of those people could have ran into those bases and started unplugging all those hoses. Like I don't know, man. Again, it feels like a
Clearly not.
real like we just kind of didn't have an answer, so we just didn't do anything about it. We didn't try and fix the situation at all. Like he's got to fuel these missiles. Okay, well, why didn't anybody go grab the fuel lines?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Or being like, hey, hey, quit dying. I need to know your deal. And now she's stuck in the same gamma radiation that, turned the Hulk into the Hulk.
Again, another another better movie.
Oh yeah, the Eric Bana Hulk,
Yeah.
100%. Actually, probably both Hulks, right?
Yeah. I don't
The
mind
Edward
I
Norton
don't
one too.
the one I like about the Edward Norton one is I really like that intro scene.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like how he's just kind of like looking around like, man, I'm just having the time of my life flying right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gabriel's having a lovely little jaunt,
Dude, Tom Cruise is
Whoa.
his pleasure in putting himself in situations that will surely kill him
Yeah, yeah.
is something I admire greatly, but will never understand. I'd be
No.
afraid to be in a room with him, to be honest, because I feel like he'd be like, "Hey, you want to go on a plane ride?" I'd be like, "No, not with you,
Yeah.
not even remotely."
Let's go bungee jumping from the Grand Canyon or whatever. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, see this is pretty rad, I
Yeah,
will
it is
say.
pretty
Like,
bad.
I kind of like that the biplane part kind of builds up a little bit because it seems very casual, but suddenly you're like, oh shit, he is many feet in the air. Like,
Yep, he is.
whoa. He's genuinely getting like
Oh yeah.
blown around
Well,
by
you
the
know he's
air.
on that plane for real. You saw
Yeah.
it. Remember they had that little. I don't remember what the con. Was it in Top
Yeah, he
Gun?
did
Where
some
was
like
it?
intro video or
Yeah.
something from it. Yeah. It's crazy that how when he like lets go, he's actually just free falling for a minute there, like between the wings of this plane.
Yep.
Jesus.
Dude, I can't even. I don't even like being on a high elevator.
No, no, me neither. Never mind.
Never mind that.
And now he's doing like barrel rolls and stuff with Tom Cruise still.
He's having such a time of his life, man. That guy is.
Yeah, they suddenly turned Gabriel into a guy with real joie de vivre, which is also funny considering he's gonna destroy the world, but he's having a good time.
He found his love of aviation in that moment.
I'll get you, you bastard, or whatever he's saying. Whoa.
Oh shit!
Yeah, punching in midair. Yeah.
Oh dude.
Whoa.
Oh man.
They should smooch. Oops. Jesus Christ. Whoa.
You know what's also kind of weird? We
Hmm.
haven't heard the theme, and like for most of this movie, I kind of
Yeah,
weird
this
that
feels like this
that
would be a good time for it,
yeah.
right? He's just trying to kill him with a knife. Whoa. Wah!
I
Just
like that
breaking his arm
screen. I
like
do
Gumby.
really like that scream. I will admit it is a pretty awesome scene.
No, I
It
gotta
was
say, yeah,
not
for all, and
worth
for all his
it was
lameness
not
as a
worth the
villain,
price of admission, but
it kind of rules.
oh, that is fucking.
Also, yeah, I didn't want to spoil that, but yeah, like Gabriel, not a great villain, but has maybe the best death in any of these movies. Him just laughing evilly before getting just his head chopped off. Or not chopped off, like getting, like axed in the head by the, tail of the plane. But yeah, man, Gabriel's whole like connect, they were rival magicians, and he killed his lady love,
Yeah,
and that really didn't
the
come to
great
anything.
Majesto
Yep,
and his rival Gabriel the
the gallant or
yeah
something.
Gabriel the Gallant, who turned out to be the least gallant, and that was the twist all along. See, the origin story writes itself.
So we got some of his gallant ways back when he was enjoying his, calm, soothing plane flight.
Yeah, he for just a minute he was reminded of his love of aviation. You know,
Yep.
before I became a magician, I wanted to be a pilot.
Just how fast that parachute burned up. Didn't save him at all. Jeez Louise, that's real Tom Cruise shaking
Yeah.
around in those close-ups.
I wish. The problem is you know he's gonna win, and like I know that. I mean, obviously you always know Bond is gonna win too, but like I've seen him win at this particular thing so much that it's hard to like to
Hard
suspend
to
that
get too
disbelief. You know what I
excited.
mean?
Yeah.
At least when Bond wins at other stuff, it's usually a different kind of thing that's going on.
Yeah, different enough situations.
Yeah.
This is like getting like, oh no, is Bugs Bunny gonna win? And it's like, yeah, of course he is. Well, they did it. They shut off all them Scud missiles.
Oh, look, it glows too, like a real MacGuffin.
Yeah, looks like that scene from Tangled.
Yeah, it is. It's the lantern.
Yep, or the moons of Pandora. She's also looking a little Gollum-y, I gotta say.
It is looking a little columny. It's the so in the book you've read The Hobbit, right?
Yeah.
In the book, is the ring so like heavily featured as it is in the movie?
No, no, not at all. It's like well, yeah, actually, yeah, I mean, Bilbo uses it a lot to like turn invisible and stuff.
But is it as evil as like it is in the in like the because The Hobbit came before
No.
Lord of the Rings, right? So
Yes. And actually what's kind of funny is the first edition of The Hobbit, when he wins the riddle game with Gollum, Gollum actually just says like, "Oh, and well, you won fair and square, so here's the ring."
right, so the ring wasn't
And
meant
then
to
when
be.
Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings, he retconned it into like, "Oh, the ring is evil," you know. Like so he wrote that after the fact.
That's what I thought because I heard that
Yeah.
he retconned it. I heard that there was a lot of changes from the first to second edition, and I was curious
Yeah.
if the ring
And
was as important.
they've actually made that part of the continuity cuz Bilbo cuz The Hobbit is a story that Bilbo wrote.
Right.
So they actually make it into like the first edition was actually a an embellishment that Bilbo told because he wanted to keep the ring longer. So they kind of worked the changes into the actual story by being like, yeah, Bilbo told two different versions of this tale because he's a liar.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but no, yeah, yeah. The ring being like super evil didn't come about till much later. Because in The Hobbit, it really just says like, but this was no ordinary ring. It was a ring of power and could grant you invisibility. Like it wasn't even really you
Gotcha.
know,
That's what I figured.
it was just a magical ring. Oh yeah, now we're hearing Luther's final tape, which is just a bunch of nonsense, man.
Yeah.
It's your destiny to be great,
The other
Ethan
problem
Hunt.
with doing this is, and I guess they're trying to fix this a little bit by having a Luther monologue, but like he always does this without anybody around. You know what I mean? Like he always wins,
Yeah.
but because of the mechanisms of him winning, he always has to be alone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's never getting to celebrate it with all his buddies.
Right, yeah.
He gets to walk these misty mountains. Yeah, now we're
I
back
kind
to
of
the
want to.
sub.
I want another scene with him and this guy a little bit. I know it's not gonna happen because there's
No,
no real way
they
for
had
it to
really
happen. But I think they were the relationship I dug the most in this entire movie.
no, me too. And that crew and yeah, yeah, they're like, "Hey, Mister, what are you talking about?" or whatever. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. Oh, and now she's gonna meet her son, who it turns out, guess what, Tanner?
No, dude. I fucking swear if that's the. Okay, no, it's not.
Her
I thought it
mission
was
should be
maybe the
truth to
CIA,
detective.
the guy who joined the Ethan Hunt team for a second, and if it was, I was gonna fucking go. I was gonna fucking turn this thing off right now.
I was trying to trick you into thinking it was. No, it's just some guy. Or was he somebody that was like in one
I
scene or
would hope
something?
not, but the fuck if I know.
I'll always love you, brother. And I'll see you again.
So maybe the next movie is gonna feature Shea Wiggums as the new front man for the
Oh
IMF.
yeah, they'll make him the the new face of the franchise. I mean, Shea Wiggum's a sex symbol, and he's on Teen Vogue. No, I'm kidding. That's all made up.
I guess he's
Oh,
trying
he's
to
a good-looking
say
man.
that. I guess Luther's trying to say that Ethan has to do this until he's 90 because he's like the world.
Oh, he got to say it one more time.
Did he ever say it? Wasn't it always some random person that said it?
Or I guess we got to hear it one more time.
So this might no, I don't know. We'll talk about it when this is done. I have some indecisive thoughts on where I place this movie now.
Oh, did it go up in your ranking?
Well, I'm trying to remember the big scenes from the last movie, and I'm kind of failing. Like I do remember the big one, which is the jump, and then the train, but like I did really love that
Um,
submarine sequence. Was there anything beyond the jump and the train? Was there
in Dead
a
Reckoning?
yeah, in Dead Reckoning?
Oh, Dead Reckoning to me has the opening in the airport where they're doing the bomb while the entities like switching their faces on the security
Oh
camera. I like that
yeah. Okay,
sequence.
yeah. No, we're
It's
good.
also got the really good car chase when he and Haley Atwell are handcuffed together.
Yes. Okay, we're good. I this
Yeah,
is
so I
my
like.
least favorite one then.
Yeah, so I think, and even those aren't even like the best scenes in the franchise or anything, but I do think like there's still more of them than in this one.
Absolutely.
So it kind of wins just by having a few more stunts than this thing.
Oh, is this the square? Is this the
Yeah. I probably would say that the two stunts in this one are better, right?
I mean, the
Than the Dead
biplane's pretty
Reckoning
cool
ones.
and the submarine's pretty cool. But the
Yeah.
train scene, the biplane is really just kind of the train scene again, just with a different older style machine.
Like yeah, both of them are good, but I think both of them have better versions of it in other Mission Impossible movies. 'Cause, yeah,
Yeah.
I love the submarine part, but it definitely is not as good as the Rogue Nation underwater. You
Yeah.
know, breath holding. No, now just like
Ghost
the
Protocol,
end of
they're all gonna meet
yeah,
again, and
just like Ghost Protocol, they're all just standing around looking at each other. Lady friend, who is like the fifth lady friend he's had in this series.
is he part of the? I guess he's part of the IMF now, and this girl's part of
Yeah,
the IMF now. Is the
the
IMF
big.
even still a thing? I don't remember.
I don't even think so, man.
Because like that
Right?
dude Sitwell or whatever is not part of the IMF, is he?
I don't know, man. Oh,
Why would you give it to
wedding
him?
ring
He didn't want it.
or the Arkenstone.
See, he's gonna. See, he's gonna. The next IMF is gonna be him and this entity. They're gonna be
Yeah, yeah,
arguing
it's
in a
just him
big
and his robot.
circular room.
Him and his robot
Mr.
sidekick.
Hunt, I believe that this is the best course of action. I'll tell you what the best course of action is, robot.
Also, that was such a weird like the way they're like grinning out of the corner of their mouth is real
Yeah.
strange. I don't
What
know.
is this even supposed to be? Like, okay, man, you got it. So,
They're all
bye.
just making. They're all just everybody's just making bedroom eyes at everybody else.
See you later for the orgy.
Yeah. So again, this is why at the time I was kind of like, it didn't really feel very Final Reckoning at all, except that you know, Luther's dead and not coming back. But that's kind of kind of it. Otherwise, it ends like all of them do.
What a
But again,
fucking
as
nothing ending.
a few months later, I don't have as much of a problem with that. All right, but that was the final reckoning, Tanner. What would your final rankenings be?
Oh, this one for sure is the. Oh no! As much as I would love to watch No Time to Die and watch the wash that out of my mouth. Oh look, an Avatar. No wait, I gotta get out of here. Hey, Amazon is trying to show me better things to watch. It was trying to show
Wait, a
me the
commercial
trailer
for
for
Avatar
Fire
blue
and
people?
Ash. Yeah, it was showing me the commercial for Avatar Fire and Ash for some strange
I'm not even
reason.
that crazy about Avatar 1, but I would watch it over this, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, like
Yeah, dude,
definitely.
I just it's definitely the bottom. Like hell, I would even it's a random thought, but like even like if we're talking like final movies, even Blade Trinity is a better final movie than
I mean,
this movie.
I gotta say, Blade Trinity again, shorter.
Yeah.
I always am gonna go to runtime on this movie and just how long it feels.
Like I actually legitimately think there's a much better movie here if you cut that first hour. Like if
Yeah, you
it
could
would
edit
have
this movie into a better film.
yeah.
Absolutely.
It would go up at least a full letter grade to me if you had gotten rid of that first hour. Like I
I would
really
probably
hated
put
it.
this. I would probably put this over uh Dead Reckoning if it was an hour shorter. Like if it was conjigured.
I think so as well. Yeah, I absolutely though I do find like the stuff in Dead Reckoning more interesting because again it's actually like giving us new
Oh yeah.
informations about people we actually care about. Like again, like the all the new information you get in this movie is about a random character who you might not even remembered if it hadn't shown you who this guy was like 20 fucking times by showing you
Yeah.
flash. Like the only character who gets any real new character growth is the returning vault guy. But like why would you care about him in any kind of regard? Like I mean like you said I find it cool. Um because again it is kind of cool but like if it had been the only thing I'd be a lot warmer on it. But like that's the only guy who you get any emotional tie to. The rest you're just kind of expected to, oh yeah, well you know who Ethan is. Surely you care about him.
Yeah, and he's gonna be doing the exact same thing he always does.
Yeah.
Like there's. It's not like, oh, in this one he's now a darker, more interest. Which he doesn't have to be. But again, it's also you're selling this as the final reckoning, and it really doesn't feel that
Well, and
that
it's the
way.
same. Like, and again, the one of the other problems is it's the exact same ending we've seen. What like 4 or 5 times, and that's the other problem. That's the other biggest problem. The problem that also because like and what also kind of puts it above or what kind of puts it below Dead Reckoning for me is at least Dead Reckoning ended differently. Like it didn't end with a nuclear bomb. It ended with a tense train chase meeting. Matt that's the other thing. He only wears a mask once in this movie. There's no other
Yeah.
masking.
You mentioned I had forgotten that was yeah, but it turns out that your instinct was right that was his only mask.
Yeah, that's the only
In
reason why that scene exists, so you can have one mass scene,
Mhm.
which is again kind of in and of itself crazy, man. Like that's
I guess
legitimately they
I mean,
just couldn't
honestly, if
figure
there
out
was no
another
masks,
reason for it.
if there were no masks, maybe it would have been more like how there's no Quidditch in the last Harry Potter book because it's like, hey man, like time to grow up.
Yeah,
Quidditch is done. Like, hey man, time to grow up. Taking off masks is done.
yeah. Like, hey, you this thing that has inexplicably worked for you isn't going to work for you this time. But like again, I really like at least the Dead Reckoning ends with a mask thing. Remember, because they make Haley Atwell do her first
Yeah, a
mask
really
thing.
extended mask
Yeah,
thing where they make her Vanessa Kirby or whatever.
yeah. It's a really weird movie, but yeah, I would go I would definitely go Dead Reckoning above this
Me too.
movie. And I think even if you did cut it by an hour, I don't know if it would I don't know if it would win out over Dead Reckoning because I do really hate that the ending is exactly the same thing we've seen what five like 4 or 5 times at this point, and that's not
Yeah,
even
yeah,
an
they're all meeting
exaggeration on my part. Like
they're all meeting in a
legitimately,
crowd and then disappear into the mist or whatever.
yeah, that ending is the exact same ending as Fallout. It's even in the air, just like the Fallout
Yeah.
one is. Like they have to do it. There's two bombs. They have to be done at the exact same time. It has to all be done in a split second, blink of an eye. One of them is wounded. I'm pretty sure Luther is the one that's wounded in that one.
Mhm.
Either Luther or Benji again. Like it is exactly like the same. And it's just weird that we keep going back to this, or that the series kept going back to this. So yeah, I think Dead Reckoning over Final Reckoning, and even with the hour cut, I still think it would be Dead Reckoning versus Final Reckoning.
Probably cuz yeah, there's just not that much going on here except I mean, I guess everything's going on here cuz you're stopping the apocalypse, but like it's so played out at this point that it feels so like through the motions, you know?
Yeah, there's nothing new. There's nothing new in it either. I mean, the submarine and like the him interacting with the army a bit more is somewhat new
Yeah,
from
that's when the movie gets the most juices, at least
yeah.
because the that submarine crew is fun.
Yeah, but then it's over far too soon, which again,
Yeah,
it has to kind of be over given the mechanisms attached. But like I don't know, does Tom Cruise even like he has that one action scene where he fights the guy in the sub, but like other than that, and like him running
I
through
guess
the
the
streets
opening when
of
they're being
London.
tortured with the cyanide or whatever,
Yeah,
but
but
that's
other
not
than
too
that,
long.
is that he doesn't really do
Much action. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he doesn't really do much action. I don't think he fires the gun or anything either, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. Yeah, I don't know,
yeah. I
man.
don't think so either.
It's a real weird ass movie. Um,
Yeah, and I think and not weird in like I mean, if it was like surreal or something, that'd be something. But no, it's more just like it just feels so like much of a shrug for some reason.
yeah, no, and I think it's because nobody really. It kind of seems like nobody knew how to end it as well.
Yeah,
Which is again another problem. And I mean, the idea of him fighting AI is good on paper, but like it ends up just being the exact same like kind of it ends up being the exact same circumstance he's already gone through a million times, which is
right.
part of the reason why it doesn't work, is because the entity is no different in the end from like any like John Lark or the other guy or any of them. Like nothing,
Or
he doesn't do anything
Solomon or
different.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Solomon.
Nah, it's true. I honestly and I do kind of wish Gabriel had been Solomon. I don't know. I kind of would have. I thought there should have been a Solomon trilogy that
Yeah,
we. Yeah, because old Solomon. I guess he just went back to jail again a second time after
and
Fallout,
like
and
I
that was
still
the
don't
end of
get
that.
like did the entity just want nuclear war then? Like was that really just
Yeah, he
it?
said it said stuff about how like I'm gonna destroy the planet in nuclear fire, and then the 10% of people that would survive, they'll be easier to control, or they'll do a better job. Humanity will start over.
How
I don't know
fucking
how they're
weird,
gonna.
man. We only
I
get
don't
to
know how they're
meet
gonna
one cult
rebuild with all
guy.
the
Well,
fallout.
I guess we get to meet two cult guys because the CIA, the Secret Service guy who shoots at the end, I guess, is also a cult guy. But like, there's a cult that they mentioned, but we don't even get to see. Like, it's a Strange
Well, I guess
ass movie, man.
once they capture the entity or whatever, how the cult's just like, oh, okay, I snapped out of it. I don't know.
Yeah, man. What a strange like ending, and what a strange kind of just movie in general. Like the more I think about it, the more I just have like questions. Um like about how this all kind of came to be, and like why there are so many like weird threads. Like again, there's this whole cult thing. Like why didn't he fight them at any point besides just that one dude? Like why wasn't that like a part of this? And
I do think the pandemic thing where they had to shut down production and then start it up for these two movies, I think just kind of killed them, or just kind of messed it up fundamentally somehow. Whatever happened behind the scenes,
yeah,
because
it must have, man,
I guess
because
there were a
it
lot of reshoots and stuff, and yeah, I just think that just kind of made it way messier than how clean the first two Macquarie movies are.
yeah. Yeah, it must have, because like I think Dead Reckoning has a lot more action to it than, this one for sure, because there's the shooting in the desert, there's the all the stuff with Vanessa Kirby,
Yeah.
and that meeting and stuff, and the fighting then, and like, all of that good stuff. So like there was also, Dead Reckoning has a lot more action because of that. So yeah, I think this movie just really just faltered because of all those behind the scenes stuff happening, and just like they couldn't figure out how to get it back on track.
They just kind of used flashbacks to, I guess, like be the connective tissue. Because I feel like if you cut all the flashbacks, like that's like 20 minutes of the movie or something,
Yeah,
right?
it's got to be. I would be very curious to know how much runtime is devoted to the flashbacks in this movie, because like you said, it's not an insignificant amount. I still think my idea would have been great. They should have had him just like, even if it was just him running through all of his old
Been
stunts.
awesome.
Like
Yeah.
even if they just CGI'd him into him running across
Yep.
like all of them, it at least would have been
Even if
something to
Tom
look
Cruise is
at.
like, I'm not doing the stunts, they still should have just done it anyway.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, on that note,
Yeah. On that note, it
that was the
is.
final reckoning, and now actually this is exciting though because we're doing our timeout 101 best action movies as a background goal. So I think
Yeah.
we'll get to Fallout eventually because we got to watch it because that's the one that made that list.
Absolutely. It'll be
So yeah,
nice to go
we
back
will
to
be
a
back to
good
the Mission
Tom Cruise.
Impossible
Yeah.
world.
Eventually, we'll see them
Mhm.
all just by sheer osmosis. Because I wouldn't mind rewatching too as well. Man,
No, two would rule.
I just remember that whole rabbit foot shit. Man, that's another letter grade down. That's another whole letter grade down, is that rabbit foot nonsense.
Yeah, that the rabbit foot was the entity the whole time, or it was the
Oh,
primordial internet ooze that became the
whatever
entity.
the fuck. I can't even. My brain is shot. And I think we will end it. We will end it there, because I that is just too astounding not to end on. Unless you have anything more, Mr. David.
Nah, nah, nah. Seen it twice, and I'm good
Could you
for a
ever?
while.
Would you ever watch it again? Could you ever imagine watching it again?
Only as maybe as part of a series retrospective, but I'm never putting this on like on
Yeah.
its own. No way.
Even I think I'll even have to walk back my, if somebody was like, "Hey, I got this cut that really fixes this movie," I'd be like, "I don't know if that's possible." I'd be
I
interested to
watched
see
that.
it. I'd be interested to see it, to see what they did, but like I think this movie, like you said, has a lot of fundamental flaws that go beyond just, but the runtime is the biggest of them. And that first hour is the biggest problem. But I really hate that. I really hate that retcon. I really dislike how little there is for anybody to do in this movie as well.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah, because they add so many new IMF members that don't do anything. Like Palm was a whole like she was a villain in the last one and she's redeemed herself. Shouldn't she do something cool
Yeah,
in this
you would
one?
think. You would think she would do literally anything.
Then why even bother like keeping her alive? You know what I mean?
Or getting the other dude, the dude to come
Yeah,
join their
Shea
team.
Wiggum's buddy.
Yeah.
Who
Oh, all
Very,
right.
very,
Well,
very strange.
with that, we have reckoned, and we are dead. We will see you
And
all
I'm
in the next
considering
one.
falling asleep on purpose just to freak you out again, just to frustrate you a second
No.
time, but I won't do that.
All
I
right.
won't do that to you.
See you later, everybody.
We're really just ending it like that. That's very funny because just we're we're in a lot of pain. We can't go on.